Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Brian Urlacher Field at Wildcat Stadium. It is the Class 4A quarterfinals as the number 1 Lovington Wildcats will take on number 8 Silver City. From high above Wildcat Stadium, I'm TJ Miracle. Don Morgan will be patrolling field side for us. Tiff Stuber and Sean Purvis in studio engineering and producing for us this afternoon. The Cats come in ranked number 1 in the state, their first district title in 10 years to take on a district opponent in the Silver City Colts, who made it into the playoffs as the number 8 out of the 12 seed. Now, they got a big win last week against Kirtland Central to get to this game, and so it's a district rematch here this afternoon from the blue turf at Wildcat Stadium. So great to have you along. The Wildcats, of course, riding a hot streak that has been pretty impressive as they steamrolled through district, of course, getting a big win over Portales 39-7 in the final game of the regular season. In that game, the Cats racking up almost 500 yards of total offense, 491 total yards, with Isaac Henson as the quarterback in that ball game. Of course, Ashton Aranda was out nursing just a little lingering injury. Also out in that game, Tate and Hilliard, both of them will be back, though, for tonight's contest. Now, against Portales a couple of weeks ago, Henson threw for a couple of touchdowns and 190 yards. Not bad at all. He'll be back in his receiver slot today, and between he and Dallas Cardenas, they combined for over 300 rushing yards in that contest. So should be, a lot to look forward to for the Wildcats, as they should have the entire retune, or, they've got the entire cast of characters back, is what I'm trying to say, as the captains will meet out at the middle of the field for the ceremonial coin toss. The Cats, of course, the home team and number 1 in the state. We do know the winner of this game will take on Moriarty, who got a big win against Albuquerque Academy last night, 20-14. Apparently that was quite a thrilling game late, but it will be Moriarty who, if we win, by we, I mean the Lovington Wildcats win, Moriarty will have to come here, and I believe that will be a Saturday game, thanks to Robert Areola, the athletic director here at Lovington, for providing us with that information. So looking forward to that. Of course, a triple header this afternoon of Lee County teams. Last night, the Jow Panthers punching their ticket into the 2A finals. The Tatum Coyotes winning the 8-man championship game. Then today, in 2A action, the other 2A semifinal, the Eunice Cardinals in Tularosa to take on the Wildcats. That's just up the dial on our sister station, Kicks 103. The Hobbs Eagles are on the road to take on the Cleveland Storm. That game, Ty friend Brian Coltrane, have that for you up on our sister station, Cool 95.7. Of course, we are also video streaming this game this afternoon under rights granted by the New Mexico Activities Association, purchased by Walmart Digital Solutions and our sponsors, and also the Lovington Municipal Schools. So let's go ahead and take a time out, come back, and continue with your Devon Energy pregame show here on Z94 KZOR. This is Wildcat Football. Back here at Wildcat Stadium, the Lovington Wildcat pregame show continues here on Z94 KZOR. I'm TJ Miracle, Don Morgan, patrolling Brian Urlacher Field this afternoon. And thank you for being with us wherever you happen to be, all over southeast New Mexico and West Texas on Z94 KZOR, the Z94 KZOR app, and watching around the world on the Lovington Sports YouTube channel and also on the Lovington Sports tab at HobbsAmerica.com. So bringing Dawn Morgan, my partner in crime, into the pregame show now. Dawn, of course, these teams played a couple of months ago in Silver City. Lovington had a pretty easy time of it there, but I have a feeling we're going to see a much different game today.
Well, and if you'll remember, even though the final score, Lovington really picked up steam during the game and ended up stretching it out into a pretty easy win, it actually was a slow start. Lovington got kind of a bit of a slow start, and their first quarter, it really was kind of tight, and it took them a while to really get some offensive rhythm going and to really get to scoring in that game. And once they broke the ice, then, of course, they ended up having, as you said, a pretty easy time of it later in the game. But they can't afford to start slow against Silver City today. Silver High School out of Silver City. They've got a solid program. They come into this ranked 8th in the state in 4A. I kind of think of them as a sleeper team just a little bit. And I think that they're one of those teams that could jump up at any time and really play to their level, which is strong enough, but also above themselves. And they have a perfect opportunity to do that today. They have nothing to lose. They come in with the lower expectation of winning, at least, from outside in. And so they have everything to prove and say, hey, we could knock off a giant here and move on, closer to the state championship ourselves, or we could just roll over after making that long trip here. I don't think they're going to do that. They're not going to roll over. They brought a pretty decent number of fans with them for that long of a trip. That is, we made that trip earlier, and we know that's not an easy place to get to, and that's a long road trip, and to play to get off the bus and play, it's a little tough, and that may be why Lovington was just a little slower on the draw last game.
Well,
we're gonna hope that maybe that plays a factor into Silver's performance here on the field today as well.
Well, we certainly hope so. Of course, Silver getting here, the number 8 seed, and winning in the opening round as they hosted number 9 Kirtland Central. They had a pretty easy time of Kirtland, but in that game they rushed, if the numbers that I saw were correct, rushed for over 400 yards in that game. We saw this when we played them in their place. They're not a team that passes a whole lot. They don't really like to do it. We had a couple of INTs in that ball game, but they are a running team, and of course, Lovington, traditionally the last 4 or 5 years, has had a little trouble stopping the run. I will say they have been much, much better in the run game on the defensive side the last month or so, but going to be put to the test here today.
Yeah, they have been improving already a pretty solid defense for this team, but they have evolved, and they're better at things like gap coverage and one-on-one a little tighter and staying on men. And, we are seeing better defensive results, from this team that is known for its explosive offense. And really the defense does tend to feed off the offensive success. So it's going to be important in this game for Lovington to jump out and try to score on their first possession, to try to score early and build. And I think that is going to difference for themselves and set the tone and get the defense rocking and rolling and get this team, or get this game into that area and that territory to just rule the momentum of this game, and I think that's going to be important.
Well, I think it is too, and the Lovington Wildcats will have the first possession of the ball game. Silver City won the toss but deferred to the second half, so the offense will have an opportunity to get out there and get going early. Of course, the injury report, Ashton Aranda will be back. Tayton Hilliard will also be back today, which is very good news for this Wildcat offense. Of course, in pretty good hands with Isaac Henson against Portales. So, they're in pretty good shape when it comes to that. But looking forward to being back at full strength. I mean, really, for the first time since probably the second or third game of the season, having pretty much everybody, all the starters available for Coach Gonzalez and his squad. So I don't know how they're keeping the big Wildcat up in this wind. I mean, this last time we played Silver City was back in the 2010 playoffs, and it was here in a semifinal game. In the quarterfinals, it's the home of the higher seed. But that game was 5-0, and our very own Alan Scott remembers that game. I remember that game. We were here, and the winds were howling like 60 miles an hour. It was just an absolutely nasty November day, and Lovington with a field goal that I don't know how it went through, and a safety for a 5-0 win, and what was just not quite those conditions today, but still pretty breezy and a little bit cool on this November afternoon.
Yes, it definitely is, and we feel it down here. That wind is not constant, and I think that's going to be the biggest problem. You can't count on it. It's gusty. It's breezy all the time, and then those gusts come along, and that could be a factor in the passing game today. Definitely, and this wind is a little cool as well, but it's I think the wind is blowing actually straight into the Panther inflatable, and that's actually helping keep it stay up. The team is filling the inside, getting ready to burst through and come out on the field right now. Yeah,
we're looking at 25-mile-an-hour wind gusts as we get ready to get this underway, and it is out of the south going to the north. So, you mentioned could affect the passing game. Absolutely right. If when Lovington's moving towards that north end zone, balls can tend to sail a little bit on you when you're throwing it into the wind, and when you're going against the wind can tend to hang them up and turn them into potential pickoff balls. So definitely something to be aware of with this high-powered air attack for the Lovington Wildcats. Probably not going to affect Silver quite as much as Damian Carbajal does not throw it just a whole lot, but they do have the ability to, as the Cats burst through the big old cat in the north end zone. Lovington, of course, will be wearing the home blues, all blues with light white letters and numbers. The white helmets with Cats in blue script on the side. For the Colts of Silver High School, they'll be in the road whites with navy blue letters and numbers, and the Boise State-esque Bronco on the side of the helmet. Of course, they are not the Broncos. They are the Colts. They just kind of have appropriated the logo just a little bit. So the hype is just about done, getting ready for the national anthem and the kickoff. You've been listening to the Devon Energy pregame show here on Z94 KZOR Hobbs Lovington. We're back in 2.5 minutes for the kickoff. Wildcat football on KZOR. The pregame activities are over, and we are ready for the 4A quarterfinals. The number 1 Lovington Wildcats will take on the number 8 Silver Colts. I'm TJ Miracle from high above Brian Urlacher Field at Wildcat Stadium. Dawn Morgan patrols field side. Tiff Stuber, Sean Purvis in studio engineering and producing today. The Wildcats looking to move into the semifinals, but they've got to knock off a district opponent for the second time this season to move along. So thanks for being with us. Final thoughts as we get ready to kick off this quarterfinal game, Dawn.
Well, you know, I mentioned this last night. It's highly technical. It's very well researched and thoughtful, and it's go Wildcats. Let's win this game. And
that's exactly what they are going to want to do, as Henson and Aguilera are back deep to receive the kickoff. About 72 degrees at kickoff, but the winds out of the south gusting up to 30 miles an hour. So look for it to sail maybe just a little bit. So Silver has got it teed up. It'll be Adrian Granado, who's kind of one of their do-everything guys for this Silver squad. So he'll tee it up at the 40-yard line. The Cats will be moving from the north to the south. That's left to right on your radio dial, while the Colts will be defending the other way. And it looks like Granado actually going to go out and maybe hold on to that football for another kicker. Nope, I guess he got it like he wanted it. So now we'll see if it'll stay up with the wind blowing like it is. So ready to go. Of course, Silver may elect to try to flip the script and get it early. So look for Granado to maybe squib it or even try an onside. So quarterfinal game is underway as the whistle has sounded, and we are ready to go. As we still waiting the official whistle, and there it goes. Now we're ready to go. So Granado, he will kick it. It's a low line drive, and it'll bounce. It'll come to Henson at the 10. Brings it up to the 15, to the 20, to the 25. Makes a man miss up to the 27-yard line before he gets clocked right there. But a pretty good return, in Lovington will have pretty decent field position as we start this first quarter of action. So the Wildcats offense out on the field, back at full strength for the first time in a couple of weeks. Ashton Aranda will be back behind center. I believe the running back will be Dallas Cardenas, who had a big game against Portales. 20 rushes, 157 yards for Dallas in that one. He will be the lone back on the right shoulder. Send twins to the right, one to the left, keeping a tight end in the ball game. Ashton waits the snap. Barks out the signal, gets it, looks for the wide receiver screen. He's got a man up at the 35, up to the 37-yard line, and a quick little hit of 11 yards for Aguilera, and move the chains. First down, Wildcats. That's what you want to see.
That's exactly how you want to start off the crisp and successful and moving forward.
From the 38, make it the 39-yard line, so a 12-yard pickup officially. So 12 yards on the first one of the game. Send twins to the right, one to the left this time in a 3-receiver set. Good snap, Ashton with it. Looks left, throws left, but a little miscommunication as he throws it to the flag while running an inside curl route was Perez, and also in the neighborhood, Aguilera. So a little miscommunication here early, but now the jitters should be out. It'll be second down and 10 just underway here at Wildcat Stadium. So a second down.
Lovington.
Yep. Second down and 10 for Lovington. Lovington going to split a man out wide to the left. That is Henson. 2 to the right. That is going to be Aguilera and Hilliard. Send a man in motion. That's Perez. Hand it off. Cardenas coming the near side. Got some room to the 40 and somehow grabbed and still moving guys forward, and is going to fall forward to near the 45-yard line as he drug Mason Lockett with him for about 6 yards. It looked like he was probably going to be stopped after a gain of about a yard or two, but just kept fighting forward. So 5 officially as they mark him at the 44-yard line. It'll be third down and 5 for the Wildcats, and already an important third down.
Yes, already. And, of course, Dallas is so good. He's quick, but he's tough. He can really drag him with him.
Twins left, one right, and a 3-receiver set tied into the ball game on the left side. Aranda with it, looks left, throws left, has Perez. He gets it in, but is hit immediately and is going to get a yard, and Lockett just drove him backwards, so he's going to get a yard on that one. Let's see where they spot it. Well, because he kept fighting, he may not have gotten anything. He may have actually lost a yard on the play, but complete to Perez. But it'll be a loss of 1 on the play, and so now that'll bring up an important 4th down and about 6.5, 7. So I don't really think it's going to be too much decision for Coach G. He usually goes for it when he gets anywhere between the 30s. So it'll be 4th down and a long 6. Cats with twins left, 1 right. Rolling near side, Aranda. Going to be pressured. Gets away from the pressure, steps up, throws it underneath. And that one in and out of the hands of Henson as he got hit right as the ball got there. Credit where credit is due. Walker Woodward with good coverage down the field. It'll be incomplete and over on downs for the Wildcats. I don't know, Don. Silver looks like they're pretty fired up.
Yeah, they definitely. Silver came to play today, already showing some ferocious defense. We'll see what they bring on offense, but Lovington, we talked about this before the game, that Lovington can't take this team lightly, and they've got to be just as ready and try to be as sharp as they can from the very beginning. Now it's the first test for Lovington's defense.
From the Lovington 43, Carbajal under center. He's got a deep man with him. That is Granado. Carbajal pitch it to Granado over the right side. Looking for some room, stiff arms a man, gets through the first level, gets through the second level, and fights through, and we've got a flag on the play. I think we're going to have a late hit, and that ought to be tacked onto the end. It'll be a pickup of 10 for Granado on the pitch to the right side, but I think they're going to tack 15 onto the end of this one for a late hit or unsportsmanlike conduct. Now let's see what the official call is going to be from the Whitecap.
Lovington.
Yeah, it is against Lovington. And let's see what it's going to be. As the referee talking to one of the linesmen, they still have not signaled what it is. We're still waiting for it, and it'll be, ouch, a headshot. So targeting of the head, 15 on to the end of it, a bad penalty for the Wildcats, and that is going to march Silver City all the way up inside the Lovington red zone to the 17, make it the 18-yard line. Yikes, that's a tough one, and it puts the defense in a bad spot. So under center, it'll be Carbajal. Put a man in motion, that's Granados. They're going to hand it off to Lockett, the fullback. He's right up the middle, and he is going to be hit immediately by a couple of cats in there, including Valentin Herrera. Going to wind up getting a couple of yards just on the little dive right up the middle for Lockett. It'll be 2nd down and 8.
Suddenly that 4th decision maybe doesn't look so good for Lovington, but maybe they can turn this around.
So it'll be 2nd down and 8, ball spotted at the 16-yard line. 9:20 remaining in the first. Send a man in motion, that's Granado. They'll pitch it to him right side, hit in the backfield by Perez and by Henson, and he is going to be dropped. He might have gotten back to the line, but no more. And so no gain on the play on the pitch to Granados, and it'll be 3rd down and 9. He actually lost a yard. So 3rd and 9 on the 1-yard loss. Good job by the big boys up front for the Wildcats. And Perez coming over and getting the initial hit, and then Henson cleaning him up. They had a little help under there, too. I didn't see the number of the big boy that got him. So it'll be 3rd down and 9 from the Wildcats 17. It's Colt football.
I'm pretty sure that was Brian Gutierrez.
Carbajal under center, Lovington showing that they are going to bring the house and hand it off, and not a lot of running room for Lockett going up the middle. Might have gotten to the 15. He will get to the 15. It'll be a pickup of 2 for the fullback Mason Lockett, but now it'll be 4th down and 7 for Silver City. And I have a feeling they're not going to try the field goal. They're going to go for it and see if they can pin Lovington back deep.
Yeah, I think they're going to go for it. I think they may throw for it, but they're this close in. Maybe they'll try the run, but they may break out a pass here.
So on 4th down and 7, Carbajal going to bring his Colt squad to the line. Send a receiver to the left side. Going to come out in almost like a modified wishbone look. And now from the pistol formation, Carbajal claps the hands, gets it, looks left, throws left, has a man. That is going to be Granado. He's to the 10, to the 5, spin move, and finally bumped out of bounds by Tayton Hilliard at the 1-yard line. It is a pickup of 14. You called it, Dawn Morgan.
Yep, and unfortunately they got way too much yardage out of that. That should have been picked up and brought down, after just 2 or 3 yards. Lovington a little asleep on that one. I think that Lovington was expecting a run maybe instead of that throw.
So it'll be 1st and goal from the 1 for the Colts. They're knocking on the door here early, 7.5 to go here in the first quarter. As Carbajal under center sends a man in motion from the right to the left. Carbajal, and yep, there was motion all over the left side of that line as the motion man for Silver was Landon Sandoval, and he moved before he got set as they snapped the ball, and so that'll move Silver back 5 yards. And in some ways, I like that they moving back. In some ways, I don't like it because it gives them a little more room to work with.
That's true. It gives them a chance to spread it out a little bit more and keep their options open equally for run and pass.
And so that'll bring up a 1st and goal from the 5. Oh, they called offsides on Lovington. Are you kidding me? Wow. And so it'll be 1st and goal from the 1-inch line, half the distance to the goal. That was, wow. I'd already written it down because the whole left side of the Silver line was moving, and now whistles are going to sound. And I think the line judge from the far side going to come over and say it was on the other side, ref. But so we'll see. And now they're going to discuss it. But, yeah, I mean, I didn't see us jump off sides. I saw them false start, and the Lovington faithful underneath me saying basically the same thing. I'm glad I'm not the only one that saw it. But a long, long discussion here for the officials. And the Whitecap, I think, going to say, nope, that's my call, and that's what it is.
I don't know. One of the refs is going over to talk to Silver's head coach.
So it'll be first and goal from the 1-inch line. Well, we've got a moment. Big thanks to our friends at the Norley Hospital District, Eunice Pump and Supply, First American Bank of Lovington, IPS Incorporated, Lasco Construction, and Albertsons Market, making Wildcat playoff football possible here on Z94 KZOR and on the Lovington Sports YouTube channel. So 1st and goal from the 1-yard line, less than a yard to go. So Carbajal has his Colts knocking on the door with 7:37 to go in the first. Carbajal under center. He's just going to take it over center, and he will go into the end zone. The 1-yard quarterback dive, and Silver City will strike first here in this 4A quarterfinal game. Lovington coming out misfiring on offense and gave Silver good field position, then a bad targeting penalty put them right on the doorstep, and Silver punches it in. The point after to come, leading 6-0.
I know you're supposed to regret what you don't do more than what you do, but really I can't keep thinking about should they have punted that away when they had the 4th and went for it.
As Aiden Granado on to attempt the extra point, and the kick is up, and it'll spin through the air and is good. So 7:35 to go in the first. The Colts strike first. It's Silver 7, Lovington nothing. Wildcat football continues in 1 minute on KZOR. It's a short field, a 43-yard touchdown drive that took about 3 minutes off of the clock. Capped off by a 1-yard quarterback keeper over the center for Damian Carbajal. The point after is good, and Silver strikes first and takes the early lead in this 4A quarterfinal matchup. I'm TJ Miracle, Don Morgan patrolling field side courtesy of Owl Pharmacy. Tiff Stuber and Sean Purvis in studio engineering and producing. So Granado's up on it. Going to kick a sidewinder, going to come through, and Aguilera picks it up at the 12. Brings it up to the 15, to the 20. Comes back near side of the 25. And that's actually Henson who's going to be swarmed at the 25 and brought down. The Silver Charge led by Alexis Miller And so it'll be 1st and 10 from the 25 for the Lovington Wildcats. Going to be very important for them to answer on this possession, Dawn.
Extremely important.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Wildcats from their own 25-yard line. 7:26 remaining here in the first. Lovington Wildcat football. As they're going to send twins to the left, twins to the right. A 4-receiver set. Cardenas in the backfield with Aranda. Ashton, high snap, hands it to Dallas. Starts it to the left, brings it back to the right. Has some room, gets a block. 35 to the 40, down the sideline and out at the 45-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 20 for Dallas Cardenas and move the chains. 1st down, Wildcats.
Whew. All right. Really important right there for something very positive to happen for Lovington. For them to create more opportunities, for them to get a successful offensive drive here.
So that'll get the Cats to the 45-yard line, 1st down and 10. Aranda splits 2 to the left, 2 to the right. Cardenas stays on his right shoulder from the near hash mark. And that'll be a good snap. They throw the wide receiver screen near side. Tayton with it and is going to be across the 50 to the 49-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 6. Tayton's first catch in pretty much a month after being out injured. And it's a very manageable 2nd down and 4. So 2nd and 4 for the Lovington Wildcats. Now on the Silver Colts side of the field. Clock continues to move. Under 7 minutes to go. First quarter. Silver up 7-0. Lovington going to split twins to the left, twins to the right. As you've got Corrales and Aguilera in the slot. Send Adam in motion. Fake the handoff to him. Give it to Dallas up the middle. Huge hole. 45 across the 40 and to the 39-yard line. Another pickup of 10 for Dallas Cardenas and move the chains. 1st down, Wildcats.
Yeah, and it would have been an even better gain if it weren't for Anthony Rico, who came from behind and took him down.
So it'll be 1st down and 10 for the Wildcats inside the Silver 40 from the 39-yard line. Lovington playing with a little more energy now. Trips to the right, 1 to the left. Aranda claps the hands. Good snap. Fake the handoff. Ashton keeps it himself up the middle and is going to be met just shy of the 35-yard line and driven backwards by Anthony Rico and a couple others. It'll be a pickup of 3, but there is a late flag on the play. 2nd and 7 pending the penalty. And the way that came in, I've got to think unsportsmanlike conduct on Silver, but we'll wait and see for sure. This officiating crew taking a long time discussing things.
Well, on one hand, I like
and so it will be personal foul on Lovington. Are you kidding me? And a personal foul on Lovington. Personal foul on Silver, and they will offset. And so we'll wipe that out, and it'll be the result of the play. And 2nd down and 7.
But this happening early, not surprising as emotions are high on both teams. There's a lot at stake here with this game, but they both need to work on slowing it down.
So it'll be 2nd down and 7 after the 3-yard gain on the keeper for Aranda. From the 34, make it the 36-yard line, man in motion. Fake the handoff, give it to Dallas on a little delay, and he's going to get a couple of yards, but he is going to be met after a 2-yard gain by, I want to say that's Ruben Olguin. They actually have 261s on their roster. A 2-yard gain for Cardenas on a play that took quite a while to develop. And so now it'll be 3rd down and 4. Critical 3rd down. You need to keep this drive moving. As Aranda takes a moment, ties his shoe.
Right. I do appreciate the refs taking their time actually coming to a decision. Just if it's deliberate and thoughtful, I think they're worried about getting things right.
Twins left, twins right. Cardenas on the left shoulder. Send a man in motion. That is Aguilera. Aranda rolls left, looks left, throws left, wants it all, puts it up in the air, has a man and puts 6 on the board. Touchdown, Wildcats. Cesar Gonzalez from 34 yards out. Hello, Caesar, crown the king, and the Cats are within a point. So Gonzalez 34 yards out for the touchdown pass. Somehow, Don, I didn't know Caesar had that gear, got behind the defender on that far side and just reached up and snatched that one out of the air.
Yeah, that may be the longest pass that he's ever caught. I don't know, but I did see him in warm-ups. I saw him go out and run a couple of long routes and catch, so he warmed that up today.
Point after to come. The Cats trying to tie this one up. The snap is good, the hold is good, the kick is up, and it is good from Aguilera. And with 4:55 remaining in the first quarter, we're tied at 7. 4A quarterfinal continues. And after this on KZOR. March it 75 yards down the field. It's capped off by a 34-yard touchdown strike from Ashton Aranda to Cesar Gonzalez. The point after by Aguilera is good, and 4:55 to go first quarter. We are all tied at 7. I'm TJ Miracle from high above Wildcat Stadium. Dawn Morgan patrols Brian Urlacher Field. Sean Purvis, Tiff Stuber in studio engineering and producing this afternoon. So the Cats prepare to kick it off. That'll be Lucas Contreras handling the kickoff duties. So now the offense is settled in. Let's see if the defense can settle in. And so the whistle sounds. We are ready to go as Contreras giving final instructions to his special teams mates.
So you think a squib kick, try to recover this?
No, I think he'll probably just kick it away here and let the defense do their job. I could be wrong. I often am, as Contreras will come up and he will just boot it away. It's a high end over-ender. It's going to be fielded by Granados at the 10. He's to the 20, 25 to the 30, gets through 35 to the 40. One man to beat, cuts it back to the 45 to the 50, still on his feet and going to be stood up at the 50 and finally brought down by the kicker, Contreras. But, man, he got a couple of big blocks, and he put it in gear and got him up to near midfield. This is a much different Silver squad than we saw in their place about a month ago, Dawn.
Yeah, we did. We definitely saw some of this. And, again, young man can turn it on. He's got afterburner speed, and Lovington's really going to have to work on containment. And that's going to be what defense will be, containment today.
They're trying to get the chains moved. They're not going to let them go. The chains were set up incorrectly, so there we go. So it'll be Silver, their second possession of the ball game. Carbajal puts a man in motion. Lovington putting 9 men in the box. Hand it off. Near side, Lockett. He's going to get into Lovington territory, but doesn't have just a whole lot of room. Going to pick up 2, as Lockett seems to be just their 2 yard and a cloud of dust back. 3 carries, 6 yards. But he does get it into Lovington territory at the Wildcat 48-yard line. So 3 officially. Second down and 7. Clock moves with 4:20 remaining in the first quarter. All tied at 7. Winner plays Moriarty next Saturday. Loser hits the hardwood. 1 receiver left, 1 to the right. Carbajal up under center. Not something you see in high school football much anymore. Send Granados in motion over to the left side. Hand it off. Lockett goes to the left. Hit in the backfield. Gets away from 1 and slips down after a gain of 1. That had the potential to be disastrous, but a shoestring tackle, and Lockett not able to keep his feet, and so falls forward for another yard or 2, and so it'll be 3rd down and 6, so give him a yard. You know, the Wildcats have got to keep good gap control here, and they've got to stay in their assigned lanes.
Yeah, exactly. Got to really contain this Silver offense. 3rd
down and 6. They need to get it up to the 41-yard line from the 47. Carbajal going to move back into the shotgun this time. Lockett's going to be on his left shoulder. Lovington moves up, shows blitz. Bad snap, Carbajal handles it. Pressure comes from the backside. He will somehow get away from the first part of the pressure, but not the second part, and dropping him at the sack. That'll be Caleb Neese, and it'll be a loss of 10 on the play. First sack of the ball game for the Cats, and that ought to make it punt time for the Colts.
What a good move by Neese. And we have seen Neese develop, especially in the second half of this season. He has really come on as an important part of the Lovington team, especially on defense.
As Reagan Carbajal will come out and look to punt, Lovington has been a bit susceptible to the fake, so watch out for it. So Carbajal going to put his heels on his own 30-yard line with what we're presuming will be a punt. It's a good snap. Carbajal handles it. Lovington just going to drop back and let him kick it away. It is a high wobbler. Going to bounce and then take a huge, that's an illegal block as Carbajal blows up Tayton Hilliard. And, that ought to be an illegal move, but it is not. And Carbajal downs it on the Wildcat 1. That is a hit on a defensive player because Hilliard was watching it go by and Carbajal just blew him up at the 10. That should be a targeting hit on a defensive player call, but everybody else in the stadium saw it, but apparently the referees didn't.
I can't believe that there wasn't a call on something on that. That was, let's just say if it was dirty football. It's dirty football.
So 1st and 10 from the 1-yard line, a 99 field to work with for the Wildcats. They're going to send twins to the right, one to the left. 2:10 remaining in the first. From the shadow of their own goalpost, and it'll be Henson who takes it out of the Wildcat and is going to go get 2 yards. And there are arms and fists and everything else flying. Oh, kid, come on, kid, grow up. As Gabriel Galindo comes up signaling that it was a safety. No, it wasn't. It's a 2-yard gain on the keeper for Henson. It'll be 2nd down and 8. This Silver team has definitely got their emotions on their sleeves in the early going of this one.
It's okay if you channel that into just aggression into the game, energy and aggression, but not if you leak it out all over the field against the other team.
Twins left, twins right from the 3-yard line, 2nd down and 8. Aranda with it, drops back to pass, throws it left side, and there's that sail ball we talked about. Got it up in the wind, trying to get it out to Corrales, and just sails on him. So it'll be 3rd and a long way to go for the Cats.
And I think he was very, very, aware of just exactly where he was back so far in the end zone. Just not wanting to get caught back there. And that may have rushed him just a little.
So from the 3, make it the 4-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 7 to go for the Wildcats, still in the shadow of their own goalpost. As Aranda going to go up and change the play at the line. Going to spread them out 2 left, 2 right. Silver shows blitz. Man in motion is Aguilera. Fake the handoff. Back to pass. Aranda has time. Now he's going to get flushed. Rolls near side. Got to get rid of it. Got to find somebody. Throws it underneath and skips it in at the feet of Corrales. It'll be incomplete, and I think it will be punt time now for the Wildcats. So it'll be 4th and 7 for the Cats. So 4th and 7, but we do have a flag on the play. That's in the neighborhood of holding as long as that one took to develop. So that'd be a half the distance to the goal penalty. So we're waiting to see as they're going to go ask Coach Ortiz if he wants to accept it, because that would leave it as 3rd down and give Lovington another chance. I'm thinking
he takes
Coach
the result
Ortiz,
of the play.
Yeah, I'm thinking he's going to. Yeah, I think he's going to decline the penalty, and he will decline it. It was holding on Lovington, but declined, and so no, actually it was an illegal shift by Lovington, but the penalty's declined. So it will be 4th down and 7. So punt time for the Wildcats.
There seems to be a really close eye on Lovington on this game.
Yeah, there's just been actually no penalties on Silver in the ball game. Lovington's been flagged 4 times. The only flag on Silver was an offsetting personal foul penalty. So Aguilera to punt it away. As Silver going to drop a man back deep. That will be Granado. As getting it away is Aguilera. That one's going to spin up, and it'll take pretty much a neutral bounce at the 40. And it'll finally take a little bit of a Lovington bounce. It'll be downed at the 43-yard line by Henson. So Lovington's offense has been having their trouble in the cool wind here this afternoon. Under a minute to play in the first quarter. While we have a moment, I'd like to say thank you to Bob's Thriftway, the Lovington Schools, R360. Legendary Services, Areola Chiropractic, Stone Oilfield Services, Now Pharmacy, Battle Energy, and Lovington Auto Supply for making Wildcat playoff football possible here on Z94, KZOR, and the Lovington Sports YouTube channel. So Silver with good field position from the 43-yard line. This is where they started their drive that got them the touchdown earlier this quarter. So it'll be Carbajal from the shotgun. He's got Lockett on his right shoulder. Twins left, Twins right from the near hash mark. Now he's going to split Lockett over into the tight end position. Lovington going to shift around, and surely they're going to call false start this time, or an illegal man in motion. We'll see for sure. And it will be, it'll be illegal formation on Silver. So their first penalty of the ball game. And that'll move them back 5 yards to the 48-yard line. 1st and 15 for Silver City. Under a minute to play here in the first quarter. Lovington going to come out with 4 men across the front. So Carbajal going to come out. He's got Lockett on his right shoulder. 1 receiver left, 1 right, 2 tight ends in the ball game. Good snap. Carbajal with it. Looks to pass. Steps up in the pocket. Lets it fly down the left side. It's a foot race and overthrows everybody as Henson was trying to get to it. Had a pretty good angle on it. Aguilera also over there defending on Sebastian Escobar, but it'll be a misfire, and so it'll be 2nd down and 10 for Silver. But good coverage for the Wildcats. Again, that one kind of got up in the wind and hung up just a little bit, but Carbajal definitely with the arm to get it down there, even with the wind in his face.
Yeah, he's got a lot of power in his throw. That football spirals and really powers through the air.
Carbajal going to be up under center. 2 receivers, 1 left, 1 right, 2 tight ends in the ballgame. Now they're going to shift a man over on the pitch. Granados to the right side, hit the backfield, and he is going to be dropped back at the 50 as Joseph Perez on the initial hit is going to drop Granados for a 2-yard loss. And so now it'll be 3rd down and 17 from right at midfield.
Nice defense there as again Perez coming through.
So it'll be 3rd down and 17 for Silver. They don't have to run a play if they don't want to. Looks like they will come out, though. 20 seconds left on the game clock. They're going to split 1 left, 1 right. Should be the final play of this first quarter. All tied at 7. Man in motion is Granados. Carbajal up under center. Lovington looks like they're going to bring the house. Pitch it to Lockett, left side. Gets out of the first contact, does not get out of the second. Is going to get the 2 yards that they lost back, but no more than that. So it'll be 3rd, make that 4th down and 15 as time expires on the first quarter. All tied at 7. This is Wildcat football on KZOR. Here for the start of the second quarter. It's 4th down and 15 for the Colts of Silver City, all tied at 7. Should be punt time, as it looks like it'll be Carbajal to punt it away, and he'll get the foot into that one. It hangs up this time, and will bounce, and will take a sideways bounce. Actually, a little bit of a Lovington bounce at the 25. Comes out to the 27-yard line, and so it'll be 1st and 10 for the Wildcats from the 27. And oh no, we got laundry on the far side of the field. So a flag on the play. Generally, when it's out there, you've got an illegal block in the back. But we'll see. And they're pointing Silver's way. I mean, I'd love for us to tack 10, 15 yards onto the end of this one. We'll see what the officials are going to say. All tied up at 7. I'm TJ Miracle, by the way, high above Wildcat Stadium. Dawn Morgan patrolling the field here at Urlacher Field, the famed blue turf in Lovington, New Mexico. If you're watching on the YouTube channel or on HobbsAmerica.com, yeah, nothing wrong with your color contrast. It is blue turf here at Wildcat Stadium. So again, a long discussion as Coach Ortiz getting a bit heated on the far side of the field, looks like, with the side judge. Now Coach G going to come out to the hash marks, looks like. Ashton Aranda going to come over and tell him what's going on. We still have not gotten a call. These guys take forever to make their calls.
No, but the Silver team definitely backed down the field.
And
so
they're
they know
actually
it's
acting like
them.
they may be kicking it again.
Oh, you got to be kidding.
So we'll see
What?
what the call is going to be. We still have not gotten a call. I mean, they're setting the ball. Where they're setting it would indicate that it is a personal foul on Silver. But again, we still have had no signal as the Whitecap is still, I mean, what are these guys discussing? The next screenplay for a Marvel movie? Good gravy. So still waiting, and now he's going to come talk to the back judge and the other line judge, as the line judge on the far side is getting an earful from Coach Ortiz. Now they're pointing at Lovington. So what in the heck is going on here?
They're calling for a different ball.
And they still have gotten zero. There has still been no indication to the press box of what in the heck is going on. And it'll be holding on Lovington. You've got to be kidding me. Oh, my goodness. So holding on Lovington at the end of the play. And so there was an illegal block in the back and a clip and a targeting on the far side of the field, which is initially, I think, what the line judge over there wanted to call, but the back judge came in and overruled him and convinced the Whitecap to call holding on Lovington.
Well,
I'm
Lovington
confused.
They're going to have to worry about beating Silver
And the refs, I guess. To Cardenas, 1st and 10 from the 18 is Dallas right side. Not a lot of room to run as Anthony Rico stops him. So Dallas going to get about they're going to say he got back to the line, so no gain. It'll be 2nd down and 10. So a bit of confusion at best.
Yeah, and Lovington is just, they've got to move past this. Just make it tougher. They just have to get tougher and decide, you know what, we're not going to let this slow us down or defeat us. We're getting stronger because of this, and let's move.
Twins left, Twins right. Good snap. Aranda rolls to the left side, looks downfield. Going to be pressured, lets it fly, has a man, and it'll be complete to Contreras. Up across the 35, out to the 39-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 21 and move the chains. Corrales, move the chains. 1st down for the Cats. So, all right, 1st and 10. The Cats are finally starting to move again. We're all tied at 7.
Again, Lovington has to decide, you know what, we're not going to let anybody, the team, or anything else slow us down today.
Twins to the left, Twins to the right. Cardenas on the right shoulder of Aranda. Send a man in motion. That's Corrales. Hand it off to Cardenas. He's going to come near side, cuts it back up the middle, crosses the 40 to the 43-yard line. So it'll be a pickup of 4 for Dallas. Tough running yards up the middle, but if you can get 4 in a cloud of dust, that'll keep the chains moving. 42 yards, 6 carries, Dallas Cardenas in this first half. 10.5 minutes to go in this first half of play. Lovington has come out. The defense has looked pretty good. The offense has kind of sputtered a couple of times. Trips left, 1 to the right. Send a man in motion. That is Aguilera. Hand it to Aguilera. Looking for some room on the sweep. And, comes back. Reverses his field. Gets a block. He does not get away from Granados and is slung down back at the 36-yard line. So he is going to lose 6 on the play. So started taking it north-south. And so now it'll be 3rd down and about 13.
And a big gust of wind there.
Yeah, the wind is definitely howling on this Saturday afternoon. So now it'll be 3rd and 13 for the Wildcats. Ball back at the 37-yard line. They need to get it just shy of midfield. From the shotgun, Aranda claps the hands, has it. 3-step drop, steps up, throws it near side, but thought he was going for Henson, but Henson turned in towards the sideline. That one got thrown more towards the seam. They have just been miscommunicating on a lot of these passes today, Aranda and his receiving corps.
Yeah, the offense just has not looked, consistently. They'll have a great play, but they're having trouble putting, series of plays together to be able to march forward. I mean, they'll have a great play, and then they'll sputter for a couple of downs.
Aguilera going to come on to punt it away. Back deep to receive is Aaron Granado. So Aguilera to punt it away as the offense sputters out again. Send a man in motion. Adam with it, puts it up into the air. It's a high spiral. Going to bounce at the 10, but take a Lovington bounce. It'll go into the end zone, and so it'll come back out to the 20. So the wind definitely aiding that one. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 20 for the Colts.
And Lovington's defense just going to be called on to come through again here. Try to force it over on downs or shake something loose and put a stop on Silver here.
So 1st and 10 from the 20. It'll be Silver football. 9:16 remaining in the first half. All tied up at 7. I'm TJ Miracle, Don Morgan patrolling field side from Nowell Pharmacy. I have a feeling we're going to have a lot to talk about in the Lovington Auto Supply halftime show. Be interesting to hear what Coach G has to say in our Bob Thriftway coaches conversation. So Twins to the left and one to the right. Tight end into the ball game. 2 backs in the backfield with Carbajal. He'll fake the handoff, looks left. Now he's going to get flush, dumps underneath. That one almost picked off, and almost grabbing and going with that one was Anson Marquez. Marquez would have had clear sailing to the end zone, an ill-advised pass from Carbajal. It's incomplete, and it'll be 2nd down and 10. So 2nd down and 10 to go after one of those potential momentum swinging plays for the Wildcats. That would have fired this crowd up. Pretty good crowd on hand here at Wildcat Stadium. And a few folks making the trip from Silver. A little bit windy, but it is sunny. A little bit cool this afternoon. Carbajal from the shotgun. He's got Lockett and Granado in the backfield with him. Twins receivers to the left side. Bad snap. Carbajal going to have to take it himself. Is hit in the backfield, but gets away from one, and then just puts his head down and bulls forward across the 25 to the 26-yard line. I think I see a flag on the far side, or maybe not. And they're going to give him 7 on the play. So Carbajal, I mean, he's built like a linebacker that's running the quarterback position. He's got a great arm. He plays a mean quarterback.
Lovington D really needs to come through.
So 3rd down and 3, an important 3rd down. Lovington would like to stop them here and see if they could force the punt. One receiver left, one to the right. Split backs in the backfield with Carbajal from the shotgun. Carbajal, high snap, hands it to Lockett. Gets away from 1, gets away from 2, makes the corner, and he'll get 4 before he's finally tripped up and brought down. That is the first run of more than 2 yards for Mason Lockett, but it'll move the chains. 1st down for Silver, just their 2nd first down of the ball game.
And my apologies, the score bug reset on me sometime in that last minute or so, but I've got it fixed now.
From the 32-yard line, it'll be 1st down and 10 for the Silver Colts, all tied at 7. Wildcats trying to find some momentum in this ball game. Twins to the right, split backs in the backfield. They're actually going to run the Wildcat to Granado, and the ball is popped out at the 35. The Cats say they've got it. The Cats say they've got it. Still no call. Still no call.
Yep.
Still no call, and finally they call it. And so Granado's the fumble, and Brennan Garcia comes up with it, and it'll be Cat football, and they're talking about it at the 35.
Oh, no.
You've got to be kidding me. Even Silver is pointing Lovington's way, and they're discussing it. What is going on here? They are not going to say his knee was down. You have got to be kidding me. Wow. No fumble. The official, the head referee came in and said, no, I think his knee was down. You know, it's one thing when you play the team in white. It's another thing when you play the team in stripes. That's all I'm going to say about it. I've already gotten my nastygram for the year from the NMAA. I like having my pass. 2nd down and 7. Handed off to Lockett. Going to the left side. Tripped up as he crosses the 40 to the 41-yard line. You might as well give him to midfield. You want to anyway. So it'll be a pickup of 6 for Lockett. It'll be 3rd down and a yard to go. So 3rd and a yard to go when it should be Lovington football going the other way. When even the silver players are at their bench pointing towards Lovington's way, it's Lovington's football. Okay, I'm just like the team, I'm going to have to get over it. 3rd down and 1, 7:05 to go. All the breaks so far in this one have gone the way of Silver City. 1 receiver left, 1 right, and they are just going to run it to Lockett on the Wildcat, and he squirts through the middle and gets up to the 45-yard line in Lovington territory. So there's 5, there's 10. There is 14 yards for Mason Lockett, and it'll move the chains. 1st down for Silver.
Lovington has got to be ready for that hurry-up offense because Silver is pulling it out.
I think Coach Gonzalez needs to call a timeout and calm and recenter and refocus his team.
Well,
I think I may need one to calm and refocus myself.
I kind of wish somebody would do that with the ref crew, actually. I'm not sure who calms and recenters and refocuses them.
And it'll be a pitch to a man around the left side, crossing the 45 and just going a rugby scrum forward. That is Landon Sandoval, who's going to wind up picking about 2, maybe 3 yards on the play. So Sandoval, let's see, now they're going to talk about something. Oh, surely there's a block in the back or something on us. It's where you would normally see a hold, but this head official has overruled his line judges 3 times, and they're pointing at Lovington. He is not going to call a defensive hold, is he?
It looks like
and he's going to call targeting on the helmet for the 2nd time in the ball game. Sandoval gets 3, but they're going to tack 15 on to the end of this one, and so it'll be another Silver City 1st down. That is the 3rd personal foul, the 2nd targeting penalty. If the kid's doing it, I have no problem with them calling it. But it just seems like everything is going against us, and you could call a hold on every play, but send Sandoval in motion. They'll pitch it to Sandoval going left side again as he is going to be bumped out of bounds. And there was a late hit over there on Corrales, no call. And Sandoval going to pick up 2. So it'll be 2nd down and 8. We are at the halfway point of this 2nd quarter, all tied at 7. Silver on the march with a little bit of an assist from a non-playing entity. Carbajal up under center. Send a man in motion. That's Granados. They'll pitch it to him. Coming left side. He gets a block, but Henson and Hilliard stay with him and will bring him down. The ball pops out, but right back into the hands of Granados, but he's going to lose 3 on the play. And so it'll be 3rd down and 11. So 3rd and 11 for Silver City. Lovington going to try and hold them. You don't expect anybody to play a perfect game, but Lovington is going to have to play one if things keep going this way. And Coach G going to take the timeout. Actually, no, it'll be Coach Ortiz taking the timeout. So 5:32 remaining in the first half. Timeout on the field by Silver. We're back in a minute on KZOR. Back here after the Silver timeout as Carbajal from the shotgun sends twins to the right, one to the left. Single back in the backfield is Granados. High snap handled. Rolling near side, throws it underneath, has a man at the 20. Good coverage as Lovington will spin down the receiver. That was Sebastian Escobar. So Escobar is going to pick up about 7 yards on the completion, but it'll be a 4th down and about 5. Call it 4th and 4. A gain of 6 on the play. It'll be 4th down and 4. So, yeah, it was a pickup of 7. 21 yards for Carbajal, and they will go for it on 4th down and 4. Big moment here for the Lovington Wildcats. Carbajal up under center. He's got Lockett as his deep back. Does the hard count, and flags fly. I think we may have jumped. I would like to say that Silver moved, but I think Lovington jumped. Lovington needing to take a deep breath here.
Aguilera was motioning when the ref passed him, motioning on the other team, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. We're still waiting. And so it'll be false start on Silver. Yes. So that is Silver. Finally, a call going against the team in white, moving back 5 yards, and so that'll make it 4th down and 9.
And I guess Aguilera was right, too. He was motioning to the near judge over here.
I guess somebody on the near I've got to guess that Manuel Dean flinched. I saw him move, but it looked like he was reacting to some of our guys crossing the line, but I guess he moved first. Twins to the left, twins to the right. Lovington shows blitz. Carbajal from the shotgun. Going to move Lockett over to his right side. Claps the hands, gets the snap. Pressure comes. Steps up, and he is going to be sacked. Back at the 32-yard line. It is a loss of 6. We got a rugby scrum. Blow the whistle, ref. Come on. Motion was stopped. They have to blow the whistle on that. Number 51, Jaden Bosquez, loses his helmet. That means Lovington's going to lose a lineman for a play, but it's a 6-yard sack on Carbajal, second of the ball game for the Wildcats, and it'll go over on downs to Lovington. First and 10 for the Wildcats, 4:09 to go here in the first half, all tied at 7. So let's see. Oh, no.
There was a comment from the stands from Lovington saying, ref, you know.
I'm sorry, Don, you were kind of cutting out. We didn't hear that, but we'll get it in a minute. Quads to the right, one to the left. Aranda from the shotgun. Send a man in motion. That's Aguilera. Ashton keeps it himself. He's going to start it left side. Gets tripped up at the 35-yard line. Getting the hand on him and knocking him down. Ruben Olguin. Good play there by Olguin. But it'll be good for a pickup of 4 on the quarterback keeper. 2nd down and 6.
Lovington just needs to channel all of this and just get tougher and move forward. Just the final say will be on the scoreboard, and that's the one that Lovington needs to worry about, and we're all frustrated.
Quads to the right, one to the left. Aranda, as usual, from the shotgun. Send a man in motion. That's Henson. Ashton keeps it himself. Comes near side. Weaves through traffic and is going to fall forward with Lockett hanging on to his legs. Going to wind up getting about 3 out of it. And, yeah, call it 3, so it'll be 3rd down and 2. 3rd and 3 officially for the Wildcats. 3:11 remaining in the first half. All tied up at 7. Lovington has come out flat in this ball game, but are trying to find some rhythm. Quads right again, one to the left once again. Aranda barking out the signals. Now he's going to put a man in motion. That's Aguilera. Fake the handoff. Ashton with time. Steps up, throws it across the middle, and overthrows Gonzalez. And we talked about it throwing into the wind. It can sail on you a little bit, and that's what happened right there. I'm not sure why when we get in these 3rd and short situations that we don't just run it. We've got Cardenas, who's averaging 6 yards a carry, 7 yards a carry. Right. So now it'll be 4th down and 3. I mean, we haven't handed it to Cardenas since the first quarter. So now it'll be Aguilera on as Lovington will look to punt it away. They do still have all 3 timeouts. Just a reminder, Silver will have the ball to start the second half. So Aranda Aguilera to punt it away. Back deep to receive is Granado. That's Aaron Granado. Send a man in motion. That is Corrales. And Aguilera going to keep it himself. Adam, though, going to slip down back at the 35-yard line. Not well executed at all. And so that one went backwards. Adams carried the ball twice, and he's lost 9 yards. And he is down and going to be hurt. Looked like his legs went out from under him. He's down at the 35-yard line. As Coach G heads out to check on him. So an injury timeout here at Wildcat Stadium. 2:42 remaining in the first half. All tied at 7. We're back in a minute on KZOR. After the failed fake punt, Aguilera gets off with help. It'll be Silver football from the Lovington 35. Carbajal to pass it, slings it far side. He's got Granados at the 35 to the 20, down to the 15-yard line as he just slipped through and made it all the way to the 15, make it the 13-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 12 as Lovington just all out of position right there.
They were, and I don't know how Carbajal managed to get loose of that football.
Yeah, he was being
pressed. He was about to get hit.
He certainly was, but it'll be a 12-yard completion, so that'll be a first down, the 5th for Silver City. Inside the Lovington red zone, 1st and 10 from the 13-yard line. Carbajal under center, pitch it to Granados, coming around the left side, going to the right. He's going to be hit behind the line, and he's going to lose a yard on the play, so Granado losing another yard, and it'll be 2nd down and 11. Clock moves, 2 minutes remaining, first half. Lovington's defense has spent entirely too much time in their own end of the field this first half. Trotting in the play from the sideline will be Aaron Granados. So Granado bringing the play in, 2nd down and 11. Silver not in any hurry. They've got to feel like they are in control of this one and trying to punch one in with 90 seconds left to go in the first half. Lockett is the deep back. Actually, we've got a new deep back in the ball game. That is going to be Anthony Rico, and whistles sound, and timeout going to be taken by the Wildcats. So timeout taken by Silver with 1:25 remaining in the first half. All tied at 7. We're back in a minute here on KZOR Hobbs Lovington. Out of the Silver timeout, it is 2nd down and 11 for the Colts from the Cat 15 as they throw a reverse to Sandoval. Hilliard hits him immediately. He's going to get a couple of yards out of it. The Cats say they coughed the ball up.
But I think he was down already.
I was going to say, until I see it pointed out, nope, they're putting up the 3. And so Sandoval on the reverse, and that was a weird but true reverse. It'll be a pickup of 2 for Sandoval, and it'll be 3rd down and 9. Yeah, if they just toss it to somebody coming one way, and it'll be timeout by the Wildcats. So 59 seconds to go, 3rd and 9 facing the Colts when we come back in 1 minute here on KZOR. Welcome back to Lovington and Silver football as the Colts facing a 3rd down and 9. As Granado's going to run it off the Wildcat, steps up. He is hit in the backfield, and he is going to be dropped. Great job by the Lovington Wildcat defense, and Brennan Garcia gets the sack put on. It'll be a 4-yard sack against Granado, and it'll be 4th down and 14. I'm TJ Miracle. Dawn Morgan patrols field side. And so, do we have a flag? Or nope, a timeout taken by Lovington. So we'll just keep it right here. And that was a big play by Garcia, Dawn.
It definitely was. The Lovington D's really put to the test today. In fact, the whole Lovington team put to the test, and Lovington fans put to the test with the way, the complexion of the game, the way that the calls have been going so far,
well,
and just the back and forth tug of war on the team, legitimately on the field between the teams.
Well,
7-7, 47 seconds left before the half, and this is definitely the next 2 plays are gonna tell the tale here for Lovington.
Yeah, and I was just gonna say, forget some of the other things that have gone on, but Silver has come out fired up, and they definitely came to play today. This is a much different Silver team than we saw in their place. And so it'll be Carbajal out of the Lovington timeout. 4th down and 13. They can get a first, but you've got to think they're going to be shooting for the end zone right here. As Carbajal, he's going to take the timeout. They want to talk about it with Coach Ortiz. While we've got a moment, say a big thanks to Lovington Auto Supply. Of course, the Lovington Auto Supply Napa Know-How halftime show coming up. Battle Energy Services, Now Pharmacy, Stone Oilfield Services, Areola Chiropractic, Legendary Services, and R360 making Wildcat playoff football possible here on Z94 KZOR. Also the Lovington Schools, thanks to the Lovington Schools, Miss Leanne Gandy and Coach Robert Areola for allowing us to purchase the video rights for this game. Normally we have those, but the playoffs, it is up to the schools and the NMAA. Also, thanks to Bob Thriftway. We'll have our coaches' conversation in a few. Albertsons Market, Lasco Construction, IPS, First American Bank, Norley Hospital, and Eunice Pump and Supply, making Wildcat football possible. So 4th and 13, 47 seconds to go, but Silver deep inside Lovington territory. Carbajal pitches it on the end around, looking to pass his Granado, throws it underneath, and that one will be complete. And we've got a flag on the play as there was a hip check put on by Rico, and I've got to think that is going to be offensive pass interference. So let's see, and they're pointing at Lovington. And so, yeah, the Lovington faithful seeing the same thing I did. The hip check put on, which let Rico get the space. And I don't know why the Whitecap is consulting the line judge on the far side of the field. And so it will be pass interference offense, and so that'll wipe the touchdown out, and that will move back Silver City. And so that one should go back from the 17. I'm thinking to the 27. I'm thinking that's a 10-yard penalty. Nope, it's a 15-yarder. I couldn't remember for sure if it was 10 or 15. So a 15-yard penalty on Silver City, and it wipes a touchdown off of the board. Finally, one goes our way. And so now it'll be 4th down and Hobbs, basically, for Silver. 4th and 28. From the shotgun is Carbajal. He's got Lockett in the backfield with him. Twins left, one. Make that Twins right, two. Now they're going to shift Rico out. Three-step drop. Carbajal pressure. Throws it across the middle. Just puts up the wounded duck, and that one is going to be picked off. Hilliard gets it. He's got some running room to the 20, 25 to the 30, and he is going to be run into at the 34-yard line as Montelis Valenzuela brings him down. But the INT and Lovington with pretty good field position to start. And, yep, I think we're going to have a flag probably on us because it looked like Tayton might have put his head down. I do try and always be honest with what I see. And if he did that, they will call a targeting penalty on Tayton. And it'll move him back 15 yards. Even though Valenzuela suplexed him at the end. So let's see what the call's going to be. And they're acting up. It's on Lovington, and I bet it is targeting. And so it'll be after the interception. It will be personal foul, head-to-head contact on Lovington. And so that will be a 15-yard penalty, but it will be Lovington football. Too many penalties and too many of the 15-yard variety for Lovington so far, Dawn.
Yeah.
And so it'll be Wildcat football after the head-to-head contact. That'll move them all the way back inside the 20 to the 19-yard line. Lovington with 28 seconds to go, all tied at 7. Silver will have the football first to start the second half.
The effect of getting penalties like that, legitimate or not, is that it makes you then very, very tentative in what you're supposed to do on the field.
Aranda from the shotgun. Good snap, handles it, has time, throws it across the middle, and that one going to be almost picked off as that sailed as Ashton had time. He got decked. Valenzuela should have been flagged for a roughing the passer call, but no call in the backfield, and so it'll be second down and 10. Again, I don't know what we have to do to get a call. We haven't gotten the benefit of many today, but that does not matter. You still got to come out and play the game. So it'll be second down and 10 after the incompletion. Twins to the left, twins to the right. Again, all the credit to Silver. They have come to play. Aranda from the shotgun on second down and 10. Good snap. Ashton throws the wide receiver screen near side. Henson with it. Stiff arms a man. Across the 20 to the 25. Takes a couple of guys with him. It's going to be a pickup of 6 on the completion to Isaac.
And
his first catch of the ball game.
He got out of bounds. That clock,
yeah,
they need to put some time back on that clock.
The official on the near side wound the clock, even though he got out of bounds. I thought if he got out, you were not supposed to wind the clock, but Lovington will take their final timeout. We'll keep it right here. It ought to be an interesting coaches' conversation. I'm sure Coach G, though, going to want to get in the locker room in a hurry. He's got a lot of adjustments to make, Don.
Yep, I'm sure they're going to have a lot of messages to the team about this for the second half.
So the 6-yard completion, it'll be third down and 3. As even though he got out of bounds, they continued running the clock. Matter of fact, the line judge on the near side, as soon as the whistle sounded, wound the clock. So I'm guessing they're going to say maybe he was down before he was out of bounds. So Lovington really with time for one play. But I like the wide receiver screen that they just ran. You're having trouble throwing in this high wind. It's sailing on you just a little bit. So it'll be twins to the left and twins to the right. Actually, they're going to shift that around and go quads right and one left. That's Henson to himself on the left side. Aranda from the near hash mark barks it out. Blitz comes. Ashton going to be flushed. Rolls right side. Flag on the play as that one is going to be into the hands and out of the hands of Hilliard. But a flag in the backfield and 1 second left on the clock. I think this is going to be holding in the backfield. But we'll see for sure as both the head official and it will be holding on Lovington. And so move them back 10 yards. Not that it really particularly matters. 66 penalty yards in the first half. Not a particularly well-played first half for Lovington. So it'll be third down and about 14 or 15 because that is from the spot of the foul. All tied at 7. Been not a pretty game played by either team in the first half. So this will be the last play of the first half, all tied at 7. Lovington would love nothing more than to find some way to get something in the end zone. Silver going to drop back in the prevent defense. They're going to try and get pressure up front with 4. As Aranda waits it, Cardenas in the backfield with him. Pressure gets through. Ashton throws it underneath. Has a man. It's to Cardenas coming up the near side. 25. Cuts it back. Looking for the corner to the 30. Cuts back to the 35. Still on his feet to the 40-yard line. And finally going to be brought down at the 40. It's a 26-yard completion right at the end to Cardenas. But not what the Cats wanted in the first half of this one. Even though it'll be a first down at the end of the first half, we are tied at 7 points apiece. So Don Morgan getting ready for our Bob's Thriftway coaches conversation going into the half, but all tied up at 7 apiece. As Don?
Coach, kind of an ugly first half for both teams. A battle in a lot of ways on the field. What do you see?
Absolutely. We got to eliminate penalties. That's the big thing that's hurting us right now, and that's always a fear that you have when you come out of a bye week, just not being in that contact for a while. So we just got to settle in. Defense has made a couple really big plays to keep them out of the end zone. So we just got to settle down and do what we do. I mean, they're a good football team too, so they're trying to get to the semifinals just like us. So we just got to do us, control the things that we can control, and that's eliminate penalties and come out and win the second half.
Yeah, and firing a little better. Offense had a little trouble being consistent, and in this first half, what's the key to getting that rolling second half?
You know, I think it's just they got to trust each other, you know, and so we got a lot of really good playmakers, but they got to trust each other and believe they're going to win this football game.
All right, we'll get you in there.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Don Morgan, our Bob's Thriftway coaches conversation. We'll take a 3-minute timeout and return with your Napa Know-How Lovington Auto Supply halftime show. This is Wildcat football, tied at 7 on KZOR. Welcome to your Lovington Auto Supply Napa Know-How Halftime Show from Lovington Auto Supply, 217 West Avenue D in Lovington. When you need the Napa know-how for your car, get it from the good folks at Lovington Auto Supply, proud supporters of the Lovington Wildcats. Here at Wildcat Stadium, the 4A quarterfinals has been a kind of ugly slugfest thus far, all tied up at 7 apiece. Let's take a look at the numbers in the first half of this one. We'll start with the visiting Colts of Silver City. Their quarterback, Damian Carbajal, goes 2 of 6 for 33 yards and throws a pick in that first half. So 33 passing yards total in that one. I misspoke. He does have 33, but he is 3 of 6 for 33 yards. So 50-50 there. His leading receiver is Granado, 2 catches for 26. Threw 1 to Escobar. That netted him 7 yards. On the ground, Mason Lockett is actually their leading rusher right now. He's got 8 carries for 34 yards. Sandoval, 2 carries for 7 yards. Granado, who's normally their leading rusher and everything, he's got 7 carries for just 2 yards. Lovington has been on top of him for the most part. He also ran a Wildcat, and they sacked him once. Damian Carbajal is 4 carries for -8 yards. He's been sacked twice, but he does have the only touchdown of the game for Silver. Cumulatively for Silver, 33 through the air, 35 on the ground, is just 68 total yards. They were flagged 3 times for 25 yards in that first half of play. They get 7 points in the first, no points in the second. That's how they get to their 7 points on the board. Turning the page for your Lovington Wildcats, Ashton Aranda is 50-50. He's 7 of 14 for 94 yards with a touchdown and no interceptions. That touchdown a beauty to Cesar Gonzalez for 34 yards. Javier Corrales with a 21-yard catch. Cardenas with a 26-yard catch. Aguilera a 12-yard catch. You certainly hope Adam's okay. He came out limping and was helped off the field late in the first half. Isaac Henson, a catch for 6 yards. Tayton Hilliard, a catch for 6 yards. On the ground, Dallas Cardenas, 6 carries, 42 yards. Ashton Aranda with 2 carries for 10 yards. Isaac Henson, out of the Wildcat, with a 2-yard gain. And then Adam Aguilera, 2 carries for -9 yards. So Lovington, 43 yards cumulatively on the ground, 94 through the air, 137 total. Were flagged 6 times for 66 yards, actually 6 accepted penalties for 66 yards in the first half. 5 first downs, both teams with 5 first downs in that half. And Lovington got their 7 in the first, was held scoreless in the second, and that's how we get to our 7-7 on the board, Don Morgan, as a lot that the Cats are going to have to do with our Lovington Auto Supply Napa Know-How keys to the second half.
Yeah, well, you heard Coach, number one is got to cut out the penalties. Now, those penalties sometimes have been in dispute, certainly by people who are watching the game on both sides. But at the end of the day, the team has to take care and not
right.
get penalties, not accrue penalties in any way, not give the refs or the other team the chance to, exploit and call penalties.
Absolutely. So
they're just going to have to clean stuff up, I think. They're just going to clean stuff up. They can. They know. They just need to play their game and be the team that they are. And I think that's what the coach was talking about when offensively trying to get the offense engine running. They've cranked a few times. They've had some success, but they haven't been really running like they have in so many other games this season. And that's been the problem. They need to crank that, turn that engine over, and keep it running and purring and just work effectively on offense. And they haven't had a chance to do that. Now, some of that may be because Silver is, a good team. As Coach said, they're coming out and playing well against Lovington. Some of that Lovington can do something about. And that was what Coach said. Control the things that we can control, do what we can do, and when you do that and you're executing the way you're supposed to, then you don't give the opportunity for those other things to happen that can hold you up or stop you.
Well, absolutely right. And, can't worry about you can only control the things you can control, as they say. I mean, the defense has done a fantastic job. 68 cumulative yards is fantastic. The offense has got to, as you mentioned, kind of get cranking. I think they've got to find a way to get Isaac Henson and Tayton Hilliard more involved in the game. You look at it cumulatively, they've only got 2 catches for 12 yards. Isaac's only had 1 carry for 2 yards, 14 yards total out of, 2 of, your biggest skill players is not a number that you really want to see for the first half. So they have to find a way to get Hilliard and Henson more involved in the offense, I think, in this second half. And really, defensively, just keep doing what you're doing. You've given up some big plays, but they really haven't cost you at this point. In any game, you're going to have big plays. There's just nothing you can do about it. You just try and limit them, and I think the Cats' defense did a nice job of that in the first half. So we'll go ahead and take another 3-minute timeout, come back and continue. This is your Lovington Auto Supply Napa Know-How halftime show for a quarterfinals from here at Wildcat Stadium. Lovington 7, Silver 7. Wildcat football continues in a moment on KZOR. Back here at Wildcat Stadium, your Lovington Auto Supply Napa Know-How halftime show continues. Lovington and Silver all knotted up at 7 apiece. Score updates from around Lee County this afternoon. Of course, we've got a triple header here on our family of stations. Up the dial on our sister station, Kicks 103. At halftime, it is Eunice taking it to Tularosa 19-0. If that score will hold out for another half, looks like we will have an all-Lee County 2A final next week. In the third quarter in Rio Rancho, it's Cleveland on top of Hobbs 21-7, but the Hobbs Eagles trying to fight their way back in that one. From last night, of course, a couple of big games, as congratulations to the Tatum Coyotes as they reclaimed the 8-man state title from Melrose with a 22-14 overtime victory. A thriller up in Tatum last night. And then, of course, we had the 46-6 ball game. The Jowl Panthers punching their ticket to the 2A finals next week, and if maybe against Eunice. So with Dawn Morgan, I'm TJ Miracle. Thanks for being with us. Lovington Auto Supply Napa Know-How halftime show as we continue on, as it looks like the wind may have shifted and calmed down a little bit down there, Dawn.
Times, yes, at times, but it is still gusting up really strong at times as well. I mean, there have been some times I've had to turn around and hang on to the hat and let a little wind and dust blow by. So, yeah, it's definitely still a factor, though.
Yeah, the windmills are, I see them turning up to the east of town as we continue on through the Lovington Auto Supply Napa Know-How halftime show as the Silver Colts have come back out onto the field. Lovington preparing to come back out as they move on into the Lovington Wildcat Tunnel. So thanks for listening to your Lovington Auto Supply Napa Know-How halftime show here on Z94 KZOR Hobbs Lovington, the Z94 KZOR app, and online on the Lovington Sports YouTube channel. Please subscribe to the Lovington Sports YouTube channel. Tell all your friends, too. Once we get to 1,000 subscribers, we'll give away $100 cash to one subscriber, and we'll give away $100 cash for every 1,000 subscribers after that. We're getting close, but we need more subscribers, so please subscribe to your Lovington Sports YouTube channel. Of course, we are allowed to be on that YouTube channel today, video streaming this ball game with rights purchased from and granted by the New Mexico Activities Association and agreed to by the Lovington Municipal Schools. As the Cats come back out onto the field, we'll be back in 2 minutes for the start of the second half. This is Lovington Wildcat football from Z94 KZOR. This has been your Lovington Auto Supply Napa Know-How halftime show. Back here at Brian Urlacher Field at Wildcat Stadium, getting ready for the start of the second half of action on this one, as the Cats and the Colts are knotted up at 7. The winner moves on to the semifinals to take on Moriarty next Saturday. I'm TJ Miracle up in the booth. Dawn Morgan patrolling fieldside, courtesy of our friends at Nowell Pharmacy. Tiff Stuber and Sean Purvis in studio engineering and producing. So as the Cats finish their warm-ups and we get ready for the second half, Silver will have the ball first. So thoughts as we get ready for the second half, Dawn?
Yeah, they're just going to have to get the offense rolling. As you said, they need to find ways to get the hands successfully, whether that's by run, by pass, into our guys who have been scoring for us all season long, and that actually, includes Aranda, as the quarterback as well. I mean, he's known to run, he's scored some touchdowns himself, but he's got to find a way to connect in the successfully and on the ground with the guys who can move the ball forward and get in the end zone.
So we'll see what all happens up as the Lovington Wildcats and the Silver Colts are 24 minutes away from deciding who goes on to play Moriarty next week and who hits the hardwood. So Lovington will kick it off to Silver to start this second half of action. It'll be Contreras to kick it away as Granados will be back deep to receive for the Colts. Mikey Tafoya also going to be back deep for the Colts. Again, the wind still whipping around pretty good out there as we get ready to start this second half of action. 7-7 is the score. Again, thanks so much for being with us here on Z94 KZOR, the Z94 KZOR app for the audio and for the video with rights purchased by New Walmart Digital from the New Mexico Activities Association and agreed to by the Lovington Municipal Schools on the Lovington Sports YouTube channel. Please subscribe, and also on the Lovington tab at hobbsamerica.com. This is the official video stream for the NMAA and the Lovington Schools for this round of the playoffs. So 7-7 the score as Contreras will tee it up at the 40, and we are underway here in the second half as Lucas will boot it. It's a high end over ender as Granado's going to field it and muffs it back at the 5-yard line, picks it up and starts it to the left side, cuts it back across the 15 and is going to be upended at the 17. Ball is on the turf and the Cats have it. The Cats have it. There's no way you can say he was down this time. The Cats have that football and it'll be 1st and 10 from the, oh, come on.
Oh, here we go. Force a turnover.
And they didn't.
Yeah,
no, they said he was down. They said that he was spinning through the air. He was in the air when the ball came out. Lovington fell on it at the 18-yard line, but the line judge on the far side said that he was down by contact. Wow. That is 2 turnovers that guy has cost us. Damian Carbajal is the quarterback as Silver City getting another zebra-powered break. So 1st and 10 from the 18-yard line. Lovington shows blitz. Hand it off, and that one is going to be sniffed out, and the Cats drive back the Colts as the handoff to Granado, and nowhere for him to go. He's going to lose 2 yards on the play.
And they're just going to need to keep that ferocious intensity on every play, not just when we get mad, we get frustrated because of the calls. They've had so much to overcome. They can't just play a regular tough game. They're going to have to be extraordinary during this game.
Well, they certainly are, and it doesn't help that you're going to see some bad calls. We talked about this last night in the Jow game with the ref crew. You don't want to see them. And, some of the calls these guys have made, let's just say Lovington's playing 2 teams this afternoon. Man in motion is Granado as Carbajal back to pass. Going to throw the screen to Granado. Somehow corrals it at the 10 and is going to be tripped up at the 17-yard line. Nice job by Josh Carrasco to trip him up. It'll be a 3-yard completion, but now it's 3rd down and an important 9. Again, like I said, you do not want to see the officiating crew. They have to do their job, and they have a tough job, and I appreciate the job that the men and women who volunteer for this do, but sometimes it just feels like you're playing not only the team on the other side of the football from you, it feels like you're playing the men in stripes, and it's kind of felt that way a little bit here today. But I apologize in advance if anybody is upset by my comments about the officiating. I try not to comment on them. Twins left, Twins right. Carbajal from the shotgun, claps his hands, has it, steps up in the pocket, is going to roll to the left side, is tripped up still on his feet, lets that one fly, and he's got a man at the 30, tiptoeing the line. Is Granado, comes by, and the ball is out and fallen on by Valenzuela at the 35-yard line, and so it will be Silver football. And what, you're going to say he's down over at the 35 instead of the fumble? It's an 18-yard completion to Granados, and it'll be a 1st down for Silver City. A little bit of over pursuit, I think, on the far side by Hilliard, but, things are going to happen. So Granado, 4 catches, 47 yards, and it'll be 1st and 10 from the 35. Silver on their opening possession. Lovington shows blitz, send a man in motion from the left to the right. Hand it off, Lockett over the left side, and Lockett good for 2 yards once again. That's pretty much his thing, although he is long as 14. He is the leading rusher for Silver with 38 yards on 9 carries. 2nd down and 8. All tied at 7. Silver their opening possession of the second half. So it'll be second down and 8 to go. All tied at 7. Silver trying to find something and establish some rhythm, just like Lovington. Send a man in motion, hand it off to that motion man on the end around, and a big hit back at the 35-yard line as on the end around, handing it off to Diego Lucero.
Nailed by Anthony Gomez.
And he's going to lose a yard on the play. Nice job by Gomez to stay on Lucero. And so it'll be third down and 9. So 3rd and 9, clock continues to move with the 8:40 remaining in the third quarter. Silver being very methodical with this game, knotted up at 7. As Carbajal sending signals out to his receivers on the far side. 2 left, 2 right. Lovington needs to find a way to stop it. They put a man in motion. That's Granado near side. Pressure comes. Carbajal runs to the far side, looking for some help. Is just going to have to put his shoulder down and run. Now, are they going to call the helmet to helmet because he put his head down on that one? Of course they're not, but he's going to pick up 2 on the play.
Clean hit by Joshua Carrasco, bringing him down.
It was, but they called on Hilliard, remember, when he put his head down before a tackle after the interception. They called him for a head-to-head, and they should have called that one on Carbajal. So it'll be 4th down and a long way to go, and bringing on the punter, that's Reagan Carbajal. Back deep to receive is going to be Tayton Hilliard, but watch out for the fake at 4th down and 7. So Carbajal waits for it back at his own 22. Good snap. Cats come after it. Carbajal will get it off. Hangs up in the wind a little bit. And that'll take a big bounce, and Tayton going to take it on the bounce at the 25 to the 30, 35, and to the 37-yard line before he's brought down by Carbajal. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Wildcats. Again, Dawn, the defense doing a very nice job. Now it's time for the offense to get clicking with 7:20 to go in the third.
Yep, exactly right. Exactly right.
Oh, it'll be 1st and 10 from the 37-yard line. Wildcat football, their opening possession of this second half. There's not a lot to show other than a 1st down for Silver City. But they did burn a lot of time off the clock, nearly 5 minutes. From the shotgun, it'll be Aranda. Twins left, 1 to the right. High snap, Ashton handles it, hands it off. Dallas up the middle and is going to be met by Rico at the 40-yard line. So hard running right up the gut for Cardenas. It'll be 2nd down and 7. So again, the interior of that Silver line has done a nice job all game long. And
they have definitely contained Lovington up the middle, for sure.
So it'll be 2nd down and 7, but again, 3 yards in a cloud of dust. If that's what it takes, that's what it takes. It moves the chains. Twins left, twins right for the Wildcats. Cardenas on the right shoulder. Hand it to Dallas on the sweep near side. Has some room to the 45 to the 47. Horse collared, no call by Carbajal. And it'll be a pickup of 6, and it'll be 3rd down and 1.
Yeah, good job.
As the Lovington faithful seeing it too. And
helmets.
Helmets and around. So, all right, but we'll take it. Third
down.
Yep. Dawn, you're breaking up pretty bad down there. 3rd down and 1. And just push it up the middle. Aranda will take it forward 2 yards and move the chains. 1st down, Wildcats.
That's so hard fought. It feels like such a victory. It feels almost like a touchdown just to get that 1st down.
So it'll be 1st down. Still inside Silver territory from the 48-yard line, or rather Lovington still in their own territory at the 48-yard line. Halfway gone here in a fast-moving third quarter. Twins left, 1 to the right. Send a man in motion. That's Corrales. Hand it off. Cardenas starts it near side, cuts it back, and they blew that dead before before he went down.
He really
slipped. It'll be a loss of 1.
He slipped, and I think that's exactly where this near judge saw it. And now
actually,
a helmet.
Yeah, they're saying Valenzuela.
Right.
They're checking his helmet, so he should have to come off for a play with an equipment malfunction. Lovington going to get up to the line as they've set the ball. So it'll be 2nd down.
The helmet didn't come completely off. I guess that's why he gets to stay in.
So it'll be 2nd down and 11. Twins to the right, 1 to the left. Hand it off. Cardenas on the little counter tray. Crosses the 50 to the 49-yard line. So it'll be hard running inside for Cardenas, a 4-yard pickup. And so now it'll be 3rd down and call it 7.
He got stopped, a big tackle, a big hit put on him by Mason Lockett.
So it'll be 3rd down and 7, an important 3rd and 7 for the Cats. 5 minutes to go in the third. You do not want to stall out here.
Nope.
So
got to find a way to keep moving the chains forward and keep this offensive drive going.
Henson will check in. He's the solo receiver on the left. 2 receivers to the right side. Aranda with it, steps back. He finds Isaac at the 40 to the 35 and spun down, but not before he gets it more than enough for a Wildcat first down.
Yeah, Emiliano Jimenez actually put him on the turf.
17 yards to Isaac Henson. We talked about it. Get the ball in the hands of your playmakers. And that is just what the Cats did right then. 111 through the air for Aranda. Henson now with 23 yards on 2 catches. 1st and 10 for the Wildcats at the silver 32-yard line. From the shotgun, Aranda, high snap, hand it to Dallas, goes right side, shakes off the first tackle, but can't shake off Rico just shy of the 30. It'll be a pickup of 2 for Cardenas, and so bring up 2nd down and 8 again. Just keep moving the ball. Be patient. 4 minutes to go here. Wow, they're going to say his knee went down at the 32, so only a 1-yard gain. 2nd and 9. 3 minutes and 40 seconds, 45 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. This one's moving along. Twins left, 1 to the right. Hilliard in the slot near side. Back to pass, Aranda just going to have to step up, throws it underneath, gets it to Tayton at the 29, up to the 25, little spin move and up to the 23-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 9 and move the chains. 1st down, Wildcats.
Nice move, too. I tell you what, Hilliard, even with a couple of silver guys on him, spun around and dove forward for an extra few yards.
From the 23-yard line officially, 1st and 10 for the Wildcats. Just dinking and dunking, taking it as they can get it. Twins to the right, 1 to the left. Single back in the backfield is Contreras. Aranda with the hard count.
He moved. Yep.
You know, there was guys moving on both sides. The question is, it looked like that maybe Adrian Hernandez had broken it first, but they're going to say false start on Lovington, as it looks like they caught Brennan Garcia moving.
Yep.
And so that'll be 71 penalty yards. That 5-yard penalty will make it 1st down and 15. Moves it back to the 27-yard line, 1st and 10, as Gonzalez and Henson and also Alec Olguin check into the ball game. So a new set of receivers out there for the Cats. Again, I kind of apologize for the camera work up here. Twins to the left, twins to the right. I'm not in my normal booth. I decided not to be a jerk. As Aranda with it, throws it, wants it all, going for Isaac and overthrows Isaac in the end zone, incomplete. And so it'll bring up 2nd down and 10. I like the call, and Isaac managed to get position on the defenders down the field, Jimenez and also Granado, but just a little bit over his head as it sailed in the wind.
2nd and 15.
So 2nd and 15 from the 27-yard line. On the incompletion, the clock will stop with 2:26 remaining in the third quarter, all tied at 7. Lovington being very methodical on this drive, and I like that. Trips to the right, 1 to the left. Good snap. Ashton with it. Rolls near side. Looking. Pressured by Valenzuela. Lets that one fly as he gets creamed, but somehow gets away from a little bit of the pressure. And so incomplete, and that'll bring up a 3rd down and 15. You'd hate to get all the way down here and stall out, but you don't have just a whole lot in the playbook for 3rd and 15. Contreras has the leg for a field goal from this distance, but that would be an awful long one. We'd be looking at about a 40-yard field goal. It is into the wind.
Wind coming to the side of any kick.
So you're going to send Trips to the right side and 1 to the left. They're going to put Perez in on the near side as a tight end. Aranda with it, going to be pressured, rolls far side, looks, throws it across the middle and right into the hands of Rico at the 20-yard line. And that looked like he was throwing it directly to Silver. And so the INT and the turnover, first of the game for the Wildcats, will give it to the Colts at the 21-yard line and 2:11 left here in the third quarter. You hope that's not a momentum swinger. So it'll be first down and 10 for Silver. Put it at the 22 officially, as Rico looked like he was the intended receiver on that one, Dawn.
Well, you know, there was so much pressure. Honda almost got taken down before
so it'll be
out of the pocket and get loose of the fall ball.
First and 10 as Carbajal will go up under center. Lockett is his deep back. First and 10 from the 22. Send a man in motion. That is Granado. And Carbajal just going to keep it himself. And the rugby scrum as the ball pops out again. And finally, he calls the turnover. The Cats strip it away from Carbajal. And that far line judge finally says, well, okay, I guess that one was a fumble.
All right, so you're sure?
We've got
I
a man
think we
down.
need to wait maybe a minute here before we're able to say for sure we've got the ball.
And yes, they finally say it.
They've taken it away from us every time. But, okay, there's the man in white. He himself is gesturing Lovington ball, so I guess we believe them.
I guess we do this time. Well, before, it's that far line judge that has always waved off the fumbles and argued with the Whitecap that no, for whatever reason, he didn't think it was a fumble, including the one that got fumbled in the middle of the air. But, okay, first and 10. The Cats get a gift at the Silver 27-yard line. Quads to the left, one to the right. Cats moving right to left. Aranda with it, back to pass, going down the far side, looking for a man, and Hilliard into his hands, put 6 on the board, touchdown Wildcats, 27 yards. Hello, Tayton Hilliard, and welcome back to the offensive score sheet. 147 and 2 touchdowns for Ashton Aranda, and the Cats will take advantage of the turnover and take the lead 13-7.
You know, that looked to me like Tayton said, you know what, you throw it up. You throw it up anywhere, and if I'm going to find a way to catch it, because that went up. It was kind of wobbly. And it just came down, and Tayton did. He found a way to catch that, even against really tight coverage.
And I talked to Tayton's dad before the game. He said he was ready to be back. The snap is good, the hold is good, the kick is up, and it is good. With 1:57 remaining in the third quarter, the Cats finally take the lead, 14-7. We're back in 1 minute. Wildcat football continues on KZOR. Wildcats take advantage of a turnover, and then it's a 27-yard strike from Ashton Aranda to Tayton Hilliard. The point after is good by Contreras, and with 1 minute 57 seconds remaining in the third quarter, the number 1 Cats finally take the lead over the number 8 Colts, 14-7. I'm TJ Miracle, Dawn Morgan field side. Yes, Dawn.
They just cannot allow Silver to turn right around and get that score back, on this return or even in the next few minutes. Lovington D has got to come through him again.
Yes, they do. So Contreras has it teed up at the 40 as the ball blows off of the tee.
And, of course, the special teams have got to do their job here as well. Again, they've got to contain Silver.
Granado, Carbajal, and Sandoval back deep to receive for the Silver Colts. So it'll be Contreras, or rather Corrales, to hold the ball. As coming up on it is Contreras. He'll kick it away, a high end over ender. And Granados will field it at the 5. Brings it out to the 10, to the 15, to the 20. Hit at the 22 and falls forward. Ball pops out again, and Lovington shoots out of there with it, but I think they're going to say he was down by contact. So Lovington has forced it loose again, but it is down by contact. And I think I agree with that one. So looked like his knee had hit and his forward momentum had stopped. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Silver Colts. Going to have it at the 22-yard line. 1:49 remaining, third quarter. Lovington up 14-7 in what has been a much tougher game than I think any of us thought that it might be. Lovington will put 3 men across the front. Play clock moves at 14 seconds. Silver finally going to break the huddle with 10 seconds left on the play clock. They're going to send twins left, twins right. And they're going to have Granado running the quarterback. He'll look to pass, and now he's just going to step up. We've got a hold. Granado going to get a yard, maybe 2, but I think we've got a hold behind the line. So let's see for sure, but I think we're going to have holding on Silver. And it will be holding on Silver City right on the line. So Silver, their 4th penalty for 35 yards. And so Granado running the quarterback position, normally Carbajal. Let's see if they leave him in or if they bring Carbajal back in. Nope, big 25, Carbajal still standing on the sideline. Looks like Coach Ortiz has decided that he is going to pin his hopes on his junior.
Carbajal was down on the field for quite a while on that last when the football was coughed up. He was on the field, and there were a lot of players around. It was a little hard to see, but he was very slow getting up.
All right, so Granado, the junior running back receiver, they just have him listed as athlete on the, and I can see that on the roster. He'll take the snap, comes near side. Looks to pass. Now he's going to keep looking, and throws it underneath. That has got to be intentional grounding. Has got to be. There was nobody, and Coach G is saying 8. There wasn't anybody within 15 yards. Come on, man. Is that official from Silver City? And he's that the line judge is arguing with the white cap, and I don't know what the. That should be intentional grounding. Throw the flag.
Yes, and finally they dropped the flag.
Oh, they'll probably call roughing the passer on us. And it will be intentional grounding. Okay. So it will be a loss of down and the penalty. So that'll move them all the way back. Inside will be a 10-yard penalty, and it will be loss of down. And so that'll make it 2nd down and 24. Because it's 10 yards from the spot, and it was behind the line. So now Carbajal back in the ball game, facing a 2nd down and 24. Ball back on the 3-yard line. Good snap. Carbajal handles it, looks to pass, throws it over the left side, has a man up at the 20-yard line. As getting free was Escobar. He's going to be free for 17 yards.
Corrales made a really nice stop immediately on him, though.
He certainly did, but that was a good pass, and Coach G not happy about something over on this near sideline. 35 passing yards for Carbajal back in the game, and whistle's going to sound as Coach G wants to talk about something as he's got the line judge on the near side to go talk to the white cap. So while we've got a moment, a big thank you to Eunice Pump and Supply, the Norley Hospital, also First American Bank of Lovington, IPS Incorporated, Lasco Construction, and Albertsons Market, making Wildcat football possible. Also Lovington Schools, Bob's Thriftway, and R360, among others. Plus legendary services, Areola Chiropractic, Stone Oil Field, Now Pharmacy, who brings us Dawn's reports from the sideline, Battle Energy, and Lovington Auto Supply. Coach G was saying that's a hold. It's got to be. So it'll be 3rd down now and 11. Under pressure, Carbajal, he is going to go down, throws it, somehow completes it to Rico, and he's going to get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more on the completion, no gain, and it'll be 4th and 11.
Yeah, I don't know how, except that that tackle coming left his arm free, and Carbajal just was able to flick it up.
Very close to a face mask, though,
yes,
as they almost got Carbajal in the face mask, but they didn't, so Reagan Carbajal on to punt. Back deep to receive will be Tayton Hilliard. 15 seconds remaining here in the 3rd quarter. I can't believe they're going to punt it before the end of the quarter, and it'll be a pop-up as that one going to come straight in the air. It'll bounce at the 37, and it'll finally take a little bit of a bounce off of Rico, and it'll be down at the 40, but it touched Rico at the 37, and should be Lovington football at the 37.
And yes, it will be.
As time expires on the fourth quarter, we head to the fourth of this 4A quarterfinal game. Lovington 14, Silver 7. Back in a minute for the fourth on KZOR. Here at Wildcat Stadium, start of the fourth quarter. Lovington will have it first down and 10 after a pop-up punt. So Lovington will have it at the Silver 37-yard line. I'm TJ Miracle. Don Morgan patrols Brian Urlacher Field, courtesy of Now Pharmacy. John Purvis, Tiff Stuber in studio engineering and producing. Lovington up by a score. Would like to make it 2. Twins right, 1 left. Send a man in motion. That is Perez. Hand it off. Cardenas going to come right side. Comes and finds a hole to the 30 and spins out of one tackle near the 25. Gets slapped in the face and goes down at the 25-yard line, but it's a 13-yard gain for Dallas Cardenas and move the chains. First down, Wildcats.
Such an important first down, and this is an important possession for Lovington. They really need to march it into the end zone and get some padding on that scoreboard.
Yes, they do. So first and 10, ball spotted officially at the 26-yard line. The clock is Lovington's friend, as Silver has not shown the ability to score quickly. So if you can go up by 2 scores, I think that bodes well for you. Twins left, 1 right. Perez in motion. Going to settle in at the tight end side on the left side. Hand it to Cardenas, trying left. He's going to be hit in the backfield, and he's going to be stopped and down back behind the 30 at the 31. So a 5-yard loss for Cardenas on that attempt. And so that'll make it second down and 15. So didn't quite go the way that Coach G had that one drawn up. Second and 15 for the Wildcats. 1 minute gone here in the fourth quarter. They are up by 7. Lovington 14, Silver 7. Twins to the left and 1 receiver to the right. As the snap to Aranda, going to roll near side, looks downfield, going to be pressured, just going to have to tuck it, tiptoes the sideline, and he'll get it back to about the 25. So he's going to get back what they lost the last time, plus a yard, a 6-yard gain on the keeper. And so it'll be third down and 9. And getting out of bounds. And it'll stop the clock. So 3rd and 9 for the Wildcats. You got the gift on the pop-up punt. You need to take advantage of it here. From the near hash mark at the 25-yard line. 3rd and 9 for the Cats. 10:35 remaining here in the ball game. Twins left, 1 right. Lovington leads by 7, 14-7. Good snap. Aranda throws it. Has a man. That is Corrales at the 15 and to the 10. Down to the 9-yard line. 16 yards to Javier and move the chains. First down, Wildcats.
Yeah, and he really had some good coverage that he had to keep that away, especially from Sebastian Escobar for Silver.
So it'll be first and goal for the Wildcats from the 9-yard line. Ashton Aranda, 163 through the air. Second catch for Javier. He's got really 37 yards.
Threaded the needle with that one.
Good pass. I thought there was nobody in the neighborhood. Then Javier popped up. Trips to the left, nobody to the right. Hand it off to Dallas, and he's going to throw it around. And on the reverse, Henson gets upended. As Silver has seen this one before, as Hernandez knocks him top over tea kettle for a big loss back behind the 15 to the 17-yard line. It'll be an 8-yard loss on the attempted reverse to Henson. The only thing I don't like about reverses is they just take so long to develop.
Yes, they do, and that allows, even if you don't have somebody read it immediately, which Silver did, it allows a lot of players to be able to get wise to it and move into position.
Twins left, one right. Aranda to throw it, goes over the middle, and that was as Corrales just stopped, and he said, yep, I know, I should have just gone up. I stopped, though, at the goal line. So incomplete, and it'll be 3rd and 17. So the miscommunication kind of continuing between Aranda and his receiving core in this one.
76 kind of got, he came up, he's going to go off to the sideline as he came up.
Montelis Valenzuela.
Yeah.
The monster Montelis Valenzuela. That's a big young man, 6'3". Yeah. He's listed at 155. I think that's a misprint. I think that's probably 255. Twins left, one to the right. 3rd down and 17. 3rd and goal from the 17. Good snap. Aranda with it, throws it to the near side and in and out of Tatum's hands. So that'll make it 4th and goal from the 17.
And Tatum had that dead to rights. He had that in his hands.
I think
he looked up just a little bit, and just that split instant of looking up to see who was coming at him. I think just the focus of hanging on to the ball.
Yeah, I think looking to run before he had it completely secured. So Lovington will go for it with 9:11 remaining in the 4th quarter. 4th and goal from the 17. Twins right, one left. Cardenas in the backfield. Aranda with it. Pressure comes. Goes to the left corner of the end zone. And adjusting and making the grab. Put 6 on the board.
No,
Touchdown,
no,
Wildcats.
No, he's going to say his feet were not in bounds.
No, as Isaac
feet
Henson
were not in bounds.
Says that he's showing that he dragged, but incomplete. I thought Isaac had it. The Wildcat faithful not happy about that, and they're discussing it on the far side. But incomplete, and it'll go over on downs to Silver City. I thought Isaac had that. Looked like he drug through the pylon, but they're going to say, I guess he didn't have possession as he was dragging over the pylons.
Yeah, and there was the far side judge over there, the ref was right there on top of the play. So, I guess that's why the ref crew trusted what he saw.
So from the 17-yard line, that's going to happen. So from the 17-yard line, 1st and 10 for Silver. Lovington up 14-7. Time for the defense to step up big again. Send Granados in motion. Hand it off right up the middle, and no room to run for Rico as he's going to be driven backwards to the 15. Rico going to lose 2. It'll be 2nd down and 12.
And the first guy to pile onto him was Brian Gutierrez.
Actually, I'm sorry, that was Sandoval. So Gutierrez, a nice job up the middle. So 2nd down and 12. Ball moves back to the 15. 8 minutes, 40 seconds remaining in the ball game. Lovington hanging on to a 14-7 lead as this Silver team has come in and has punched the Cats in the mouth. This has not looked like an 8-1 matchup. Carbajal from the shotgun. He's got Granados on the left shoulder. Carbajal to pass, airs it out, going left side, has a man and overthrows his intended target, Granado, as Granado got behind Gonzalez. And
good clean coverage by Gonzalez on that, though.
Yeah, Gonzalez, though, not within 5 yards of Granados, and so that was a lucky incompletion. If that one's about 2 yards or about 2 steps farther back, that's a touchdown for Silver. You've got to be on your man just a little bit tighter if you're one of the corners.
Yeah, he was a couple of yards away, maybe.
So it'll be 3rd and 12 from the 15-yard line. Silver deep inside their own territory and trailing by 7. Send trips right, 1 to the left. Single back in the backfield is going to be Sandoval with Carbajal.
Need to make something happen here.
Yes, they do. Carbajal with it. Going to be pressured. Rolls left side and almost taken down. Just going to have to tuck it, take it himself as he's going to be upended at the 25-yard line. He's going to be shy of the first down, but not by a lot. Let's see where they put him officially. And, wow, are they going to give him enough forward progress for the first down? You've got to be kidding me. He stepped out. From up here, it looked like at the 25-yard line. It's still a great gain. I mean, I'm not taking anything away from young Mr. Carbajal.
No, there was a good chance for Lovington to get him down, and I thought they were going to be able to get him down.
Yeah, good pressure put on by Caleb Neese, and they're discussing where to put the football. And, yeah, that far line judge, though, has just, wow, they're going to give him, okay, he needed 17. They're going to give him 16. And so it'll be 4th down and 1. And look for Carbajal to just squirt right up the middle. They're going to do a quick snap and just go. They managed to get some big yards out of that. So 4th and 1, the Cat faithful on their feet, and Carbajal will take it and just rugby scrum it up. I think he may have gotten enough. It'll all depend on when the push. You're not supposed to be able to push from behind, which they did, but I think Carbajal going to get enough. Yep, he needed a yard. They're going to give him a yard, and so it'll be 1st down for the Colts of Silver City. 1st and 10, moving it out to the 26-yard line, make it the 27. Silver football, 7:20 remaining here in the 4th quarter. Lovington up 14-7. Everybody bunched in tight. Send Granados in motion. They'll pitch it to Granados on the right side. Hit in the backfield and dropped back at the 25-yard line. Nice job by the Wildcats. It'll be a 3-yard loss as Granados, since early in this game, has had absolutely no running room. 2nd and 13.
And I think it was 8 and 6, Perez and Henson, who were the first to bring him down each side.
So it'll be 2nd down and 13, a big loss. Clock continues to move. Ball from the far hash mark. 6:45 remaining in the ball game. Lovington's defense trying to come up big. Silver trying to find a way to knot this game up. Trips left, one right. Granados in the backfield with Carbajal, and flags fly as it looked like getting the big jump there was Sebastian Escobar. False start should be, it will be false start on Silver. So that'll be their 5th penalty for 50 yards. So that'll make it 2nd down and 18. So again, Silver kind of shooting themselves in the foot too. This has not been the most well-played game on either side of the tally today for Silver or our Wildcats. Twins to the right, one to the left from the far hash mark. Carbajal. Good snap, looks to pass, gets some blocking, comes up, is hit just as he lets it fly, and a big push off on the near side by Escobar as he pushed off on Corrales, no call, and he's going to be all the way down to the 22-yard line. And so that's going to be 30, 40, 50, 55, 57 yards to Escobar, and there was a push off that was not called right here. I guess maybe... somebody blocked out the official, and so big play for Silver City as they try and keep their hopes alive. 83 receiving yards for Escobar. It'll be 1st and 10. Man in motion, they'll hand it to Granados, going on the sweep right side. Stiff arms a man, gets to the 15 and is going to be brought down near 1st down territory at around the 12-yard line. And they're going to say he's going to be just shy. Granados with a 9-yard gain puts him back in positive territory. And now you feel momentum shifting in the way of Silver City.
Yeah, you do.
So 2nd and 1 from the 13. But deep inside Lovington territory after a 57-yard pitch and catch to Escobar from Carbajal on the near side. Up under center, Carbajal handed off to Lockett. He's hit at the line. I don't think he got enough that time. It should be no gain. Good job of the big boys up front for the Wildcats, that time being led, I want to say, by Jaden Bosquez. And so actually it'll be a loss of a yard that time for Lockett. So now it's 3rd down and 2. I think we know what they're going to do. They're probably just going to put Carbajal up under center and push right over the center. So clock continues to move, 4:40 remaining in the ball game. 14-7, Lovington in the lead.
I think they go for it.
Oh yeah,
I think they're going to try. No, I don't think they're going to go for the 2. I think they're not going to just push and get the 2. I think they're going to try play for the end zone right
here. And actually, they're going to take a timeout to discuss it. They're running the play clock down 2-1, and timeout taken. 4:23 remaining in the ball game. Silver on the march takes the timeout. Lovington 14, Silver 7. Back in 1 minute. The 4A quarters continue on KZOR. And welcome back. Wildcat football continues. It's 3rd down and 3. Carbajal up under center. Send a man in motion. That is Granados. Lovington with all 11 men in the box. They are going to pitch it. Lockett trying the left side. He is hit behind the line, and he is going to be dropped. Hilliard and Henson get to him, and Lockett is going to lose another yard, and so now it'll be 4th down and 4. Nice job by the Cats secondary.
Wow, yeah, absolutely great. As they saw that, they swung around, made the adjustment, and came after him big time.
So now it'll be 4th down and 4. Under 4 to play. It is do or die time for Silver, and it's do or die time for the Cats, who motioned the crowd like, we need some energy. Fire it up. The ball game is going to hinge potentially on this play, Dawn. Silver can get the 1st down, but you've got a feeling that that won't be enough for them, as they're going to have to burn another timeout as confusion reigns. 3:31 to go in the ball game. Timeout, Silver City. It's Lovington 14, Silver 7. Back in 30 seconds on KZOR. Over. Welcome back. Wildcat football here on the Lovington Sports YouTube channel. We'll be back on KZOR momentarily, as it'll be Carbajal from the shotgun. 4th and 4. The whole game could ride on this one single play. Split backs in the backfield, and they'll snap it directly to Granados. Trying the left side. He is hit. Is going to fall forward, but I think he is going to be short. It'll depend on the spot. It'll all depend on the spot of the football. I think he's short, Dawn.
Lovington,
and he is! He's short! Granados gets 3. He needed 4 over on downs to the Wildcats. And Lovington gets the football back with 3 minutes and 24 seconds left on the clock. That is a big bullet dodged, Dawn Morgan.
Huge, but now Lovington, they're deep in enemy territory here. They have to take care of the football. Take care of it. Don't cough it up. And get down the field, eat some clock, maybe a little. They don't have a lot of time to work with. Yes, they need, it would be great for them to score again. They don't have to have another score to win. What they've got to do is take care of the football.
Yes, they do. Take care of it. Silver is going to do everything they can to strip it out. Silver down to 1 timeout. So Lovington, if they can get a couple of 1st downs, can end this one out. So from the 20, or rather the 14-yard line, make it the 13-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 Lovington. You're absolutely right, Dawn. Take care of the football, get a couple of 1st downs, and you can run this one out. What is the officials? It's like an officials convention today with this crew, and they're having a convention at the 13. I think Coach Ortiz is saying they got enough for the 1st down. He doesn't agree with the spot that they gave. And I can't believe they're talking about it, as Coach Ortiz is over there saying, nope, it's at the 12. It should be at the 12. You shouldn't have put it at the 13.
Who's reffing this game? The coaches or the refs?
I think Coach Ortiz thinks he's reffing the game, and so far he's done a pretty nice job, at least for himself, especially with that line judge on the far side. And Coach Ortiz is still over barking. I can't believe that line judge hadn't just said, Coach, this is where the spot is. If you don't like it, I'll toss you out of here. So the refs are still discussing as Coach Ortiz argues his case. And if they move this and flip it, if I'm Coach G, I go ballistic. I may go ballistic for him up here.
The refs need to take their time and be fair.
But
they cannot and should not be influenced by the coaches or the players on either team.
No, they should not be. And I think with this crew, there has been some of that, especially with that far line judge. So they don't move the ball, thank God. And it'll be 1st and 10 for the Wildcats after the officials convention. High snap, hand it to Cardenas. He's just going to go near side and rug it forward to the 14-yard line. It'll be a 1-yard gain for Dallas. He's got 65 yards on 14 carries. And so the clock is running. Yeah, it is, Dawn. If when you get a chance, if you could, maybe make sure you're kind of more pointed up towards me here in the press box. And so it'll be 2nd down and 8, so a 2-yard gain officially for Dallas. 66 yards on 14 carries. Ball going to be spotted just shy of the 15. Clock continues to move, under 3 to play. Need to get a couple of first downs here. Aranda, high snap. Hand it to Dallas. Comes near side. He's got some room. Cuts it back. 25. Looking for some room to the 30. Bounces off him and to the 35, to the 40, and now to the 42-yard line. But the ball pops out. But Lovington gets it. So up to the 42-yard line. Dallas Cardenas move the chains. 1st down, Lovington.
Man, that young man is courageous.
So that'll be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 28 yards to Cardenas as it moves the chains. 94 rushing yards for Dallas Cardenas, and that may be just what the Cats need to put paid to this one. 2:08 left on the clock. 1 timeout remaining for Silver. Another first down will seal it for Lovington, and timeout going to be taken by the Wildcats. So not sure about that one, but hey, there's a reason Coach G is doing what he's doing. So 2:02 to go. We'll just keep it right here, I think, Dawn. So for the Wildcats, what do you do here? Because you're still in this, and Silver, is going to do everything they can to get that football away from you.
You bet. And of course, anytime that there's a questionable call late in the game, and the game could hinge on that, that gives, no matter how this happens in any game in any sport, it feels like that's the call that a coach, if they're inclined to be that way. I like the coaches that don't blame anybody for the outcome of a game, but they can often point to something and hang their hat on, hey, wait a minute, we got rooked out of that game. We didn't lose that game. But I would have to say, in response to that, what about all the other questionable calls in this game that have gone your way?
Yeah, absolutely.
That made the difference at crucial times, critical times.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Wildcats out of the Lovington timeout. They lead 14-7 with 2 minutes, 2 seconds remaining in the ball game. This has been a hard-fought battle between district opponents. Number 1 Lovington and number 8 Silver has definitely come to play today. Twins left, one right. Hand it to Cardenas. He's going to bring it to the right side. Just puts the shoulders down and is going to be up near midfield. And almost a late hit there by Rico, but not going to be called. It'll be another pickup of 5 for Cardenas. He's got 99 yards on the ground, 2nd and 5.
So Lovington moving the chains forward. That's what they need to do, and just use their time, take their time doing it.
Yep.
Hang on to the football. Do not cough it up.
As Silver should have thought about I think they should have probably taken their time out right there. They're going to wait, I think, until after this play if Lovington cannot convert on this 2nd down and 5. So we're going to send Twins to the left, 1 to the right. Cardenas on the right shoulder of Aranda. 1:10 remaining in the ball game. Lovington holding on to a 7-point lead. Ashton keeps it himself, left side. He's going to have the first down. It's Henson in the Wildcat. Going to be up near the 40-yard line and move the chains. 1st down, Lovington. That is going to be a pickup of 10 for Henson out of the Wildcat and move the chains. 1st down, Cats, and that should just about seal the deal. Thank goodness this one has not been a comfortable one.
Whew. Not a pretty one.
You'll take the win any way you can get it, but a lot of work going to have to be done before Moriarty comes in here next Saturday.
And Lovington definitely has had to overcome more in this game than Silver has.
But if somehow found a way, under a minute to play, Lovington into victory formation. Only 1 timeout for Silver. Lovington can wear this one down. Aranda going to snap it with 3, with 2. High snap, and he'll come down. and he'll kneel it down. I hate to write these down in the book, but I have to be statistically accurate. And so that'll do it unless Silver going to take the timeout. And some jawing going on between Granados and one of the Lovington linemen. But stepping in was Jaden Bosquez, like, man, good game. And they hug it out. So the game not over officially yet. 15, 14, 13. Still waiting. Silver electing not to take their timeout. And with 5, with 4, with 3, 2, 1, and the Lovington Wildcats are officially victorious as they defeat a very game Silver team 14-7, and they'll move on to the 2A semifinals against Moriarty next Saturday. We'll take a 3-minute timeout and come back with your postgame show. This is Lovington Wildcat football in the playoffs on Z94 KZOR. Welcome back to Lovington Wildcat football, playoff football here on Z94 KZOR and the Lovington Sports YouTube channel as Lovington fights it out with Silver and escapes with a 14-7 victory. This is your Stonehole Field Services postgame show. I'm TJ Miracle, Don Morgan Fieldside. We will have your Bob Thriftway coaches conversation in a few minutes. So taking a look at the final stats in this one, we'll start with the visiting Colts. Damian Carbajal goes 8 of 12 for 92 yards, no touchdowns, and 1 interception. His favorite target was Escobar, 3 catches for 83 yards. Leading rusher was Mason Lockett for Silver. He had 11 carries, 35 yards. Aiden Granado, who's their normal workhorse, 11 carries, 9 yards. Lovington did a fantastic job against that young man. Damian Carbajal with 8 carries, 13 yards. He was sacked twice and also a fumble that resulted in the second Lovington touchdown. and that was huge. 92 through the air, 61 on the ground, 153 total for Silver City. They were whistled 5 times for 50 yards and got 8 first downs in the ball game. Turning the page for your Lovington Wildcats, Ashton Aranda in his return from injury goes 11 of 23, 163 through the air, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Those touchdowns, a 27-yarder to Tayton Hilliard and a 34-yarder to Cesar Gonzalez. Hilliard with 3 catches, 42 yards. He was the most popular receiver, yardage and number of catch-wise today. On the ground, Dallas Cardenas, 16 carries for 99 yards. None bigger than a couple there late, which kept the drives going. Ashton Aranda, 6 carries for 12 yards. He was not sacked in the ball game. Isaac Henson, 3 carries, 4 yards, and Adam Aguilera had a couple carries, but he lost yardage. So for your Lovington Wildcats, 163 through the air, 106 on the ground, 269 total for Lovington. They were whistled 7 times for 71 yards. In the penalty department, they had 11 first downs in the ball game, scored 7 in the first, none in the second, 7 in the third. That's how they get to their 14 on the board, and we'll move on to take on the Moriarty Pintos next Saturday right here at Wildcat Stadium. Just a quick programming note, we do not know if we will have video rights for that game. That is determined by the NMAA, depending on their in-house video service if they choose to come down for that game next week. Score update coming in from Rio Rancho this afternoon. The Hobbs Eagles having a tough go against Rio Rancho as Hobbs falls to Cleveland 42-14 in that one. Hobbs kept it close for much of that game. We'll try and get you an update on the Eunice Cardinal game here momentarily in the 2A semifinals. Matter of fact, I'll pull up, see if I can pull that up and see what that one is looking like. Last time we saw that, Eunice was up 19-0. Now they're up 37-6 in the third quarter. So looks like it'll be Eunice and Jal in the 2A championship next week. As here comes Coach G as Dawn Morgan goes out to meet him. And we will take it field side with our coaches conversation. Dawn?
I never want to come between the coach and one of his players, especially Isaiah Henson, man. Yeah. So coming off the hill, I can still hear it echoing from the huddle. It feels good, baby. Now, you'd also told your team second half, we went in at half, knotted up at 7. It was all about the second half execution. What happened?
You know, I think we just did a good job, especially defensively, of stopping the run. I felt like coming out at the second half that there was pressure on them, and I felt like they were going to try to push the ball vertically. And so our defense did a great job. We sat there and got in man coverage, and those guys did a really good job of defending the pass in the second half. Did a good job. We took the win in the third quarter, which I thought was huge. And that's an important factor in football games here in the great state of New Mexico. So we handled that extremely well. Running the football in the second half, I mean, I could not be more proud of our football team with the way that we ran the football. And it's just like I told them in the huddle after the game. I had zero doubt coming out at the half that we were going to allow the adversity that had happened to affect us, and it didn't. And that's a direct reflection of this football team.
You also talked to your team in the huddle about did we make the plays that we wanted to every time? No. Did everything go our way? No. But they still prevailed and finished.
Absolutely, especially in the second half. You know, I think, and although the bye week's good, it really is good. It gave us a chance. We got Tayton Hilliard back, make a great big catch over there. Defensively, he takes the ball away. He's a pirate. I mean, just did a lot of really good things in the bye. But what happens, I think, coming off of a bye is you lose
some intensity. Yes. Maybe,
and it's just you get out of the feel of the game, you know, and so I think that attributes to the penalties. So, you know,
really clean those up in the second half again too.
Yeah, and they stepped up and responded to that too. Those things that we can control. Now, the officiating that took place in the game, we don't have control over that whatsoever. And so, you know, we didn't allow it to affect us in the second half. Few penalties in the second half.
Football karma has a way of coming back around sometimes, doesn't it?
You know, especially on fourth down and we make a great big stop. I was really glad that I was able to develop a relationship with Robert on our sideline. And we had marked it off, we had moved the chains, and then they wanted a measurement, and Robert's like, you can't do that. And so thankful for our officiating crew, especially the guy on our sideline.
All right, and now We turn our attention to the next step. Semifinals, Moriarty coming here. You also told your team in the huddle that no matter what happens, the next game and the one after that will be here on the blue turf.
Yes, and that's just how it's lined out. With Bernalillo, or excuse me, I keep saying Bernalillo, Moriarty beating Albuquerque Academy. It doesn't matter what happens with everything else. Everything is going to come back right here. And so what an unbelievable blessing. Just the way things have lined out for our football team. And this is a blessing. What took place today is a blessing. And I think our kids could see that is, when you're this far along in the playoffs, everybody can play.
Oh, yeah.
And so, we're getting down. There's 4 teams left in Class 4A right now, and every single one of them are good. So
And they're going to bring it.
Absolutely. And so got to do a good job of stopping the run next week. They're going to try to cram it all in a phone booth, and when you get them all inside the phone booth to take it away, then they're going to try to run it outside. So I was proud of our defense in the second half. Did a good job of stopping the run. Got a great big one right here at home next week, and I can't wait.
It's 4 yards in a cloud of dust, or spreading you out from Texas to Arizona, back and forth, one away.
Yeah, it's 2 completely different football teams coming at you next Saturday, so I'm really, really excited about it.
All right, well, we're excited. We'll be here. A great win today, and good luck.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Always for talking with us. We appreciate it.
Thank you very much, Don Morgan, our Bob's Thriftway Coaches Conversation. Coach G, of course, always very nice, spending some of his time after the game to speak with us. The Lovington Wildcats fight it out against the Silver Colts. Our final again, 14-7. We'll come back and get you ready for Moriarty right back here on the blue turf next week and wrap this one up. This is your Stone Oilfield Services postgame show. Lovington Wildcat playoff football continues on KZOR. Back here, your Stone Oilfield Services postgame show. The Lovington Wildcats victorious by a final of 14-7. The Silver Colts, nothing to hang their heads about. They came out and they definitely fought hard, but the Wildcats will move on to take on the Moriarty Pintos. That game will be next Saturday, I'm pretty sure. Not sure on the time yet. It'll either be at 1 or 2 p.m. next Saturday back here on the blue turf at Wildcat Stadium. So it was not an easy one tonight for the Wildcats, but they move on and are one of the final 4 teams. The 4A semifinals next Saturday. We may have to do some station moves. We've got some conflicts on the schedule, but we'll look at that. Congratulations also, the Eunice Cardinals. I understand that they're pretty much on their way to winning, so that means a Eunice Jowl tilt next weekend for the 2A state championship, and we'll let you know where and when you can hear all of those games from our family of stations. So again, our final in this one, it was Lovington 14, Silver City 7. And for Sean Purvis and Tiff Stuber in studio engineering and producing, for Don Morgan patrolling the sidelines, I'm TJ Miracle saying so long. Well, Don, final thoughts on this one. Sorry, I didn't catch your mic on there.
Turned it back off.
Oh, sorry
So
about that.
I was just up here just in case. I felt like you were signing off. That's fine. I have nothing really to add except, congratulations to the Wildcats and looking forward to that battle this next week. Although, as Coach said, at this stage of the game, when you get into the semifinals, the finals of the state, even the quarterfinals, as we saw today, everybody can play. Everybody's going to bring their A game, and Lovington has to be ready
Yes, they certainly do. And something tells me that they will be ready when Moriarty comes in here next week. All right, with that, my friends, we will put a wrap on it for Sean Purvis and Tiff Stuber, engineering and producing back in studio for Dawn Morgan. I'm TJ Miracle saying so long from Wildcat Stadium. This has been an exclusive presentation of New Walmart Digital with rights granted by the NMAA and being purchased by New Walmart Digital and agreed to by the Lovington schools. And, of course, Z94 KZOR Sports. We'll see you next Saturday for the 4A semifinals right back here. Have a great weekend, everybody. Good night. All right. Now are we playing the outro? All right. Very good. All right. Thanks, guys. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye. Thank you.